Alright, we're live, and I'm giving it back to whoever.
Alright guys, sorry about that. We just had to get some audio issues here worked out, but let's take a look here. So... Alright. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the live stream. Sorry about that again, that we just had to get some audio issues worked out. We're just switching to having one mic, because when we were doing the test of both mics and actually getting them mixed properly, it was giving us some ridiculous latency feedback where it sounded like, you know, kind of like the audio equivalent of drunk goggles, where you put them on and it would be able to, you'd be able to hear yourself, but on a delay and super distorted. So it was very distracting, to say the least, for all of you viewers out there. So thanks for going back to this one. I know we're starting to get up a little bit here. Let's see, 39 people watching now. We were up at about 70 earlier, so hopefully people are going to start streaming back over here. So let's see here. Alright guys, hey, just welcome back to the track again. This is TWFEV, Taylor Worthington here, live from Loveland, Colorado, Tiny Whoop HQ, and just broadcasting live out here. I'm gonna walk around a little bit, take a look at the track, so you might see me popping in and out. We finally got the wireless headphones working here, so I can actually walk around and talk to some pilots, etc. I'm actually gonna go try to find Jesse P real quick, and ask him about this live stream name. So on the live stream it actually says we're still in day 1, but we're going to change that because we are actually in day 2 now over here, so cool. So, and by the way, it looks like over here in the corner of the Tiny Whoop HQ whoever that is, it's flashing too. Yep. Hey, it's a Lunchbox. I'm actually broadcasting live over on the live stream as well, so what's up? No, not at all. So, what's up? Hey, what's up, guys? TWFEV. I'm over live on the Tiny Whoop YouTube page. So if you guys are watching this live stream, he's going to end it. Come over and talk to me a little bit. We're going to be live and chatting it up, having some fun, watching the live feed. So, cool. Quite mostly all night. I like that. Quite mostly all night. How are they doing? Fishbones, what do you mean by, is there a standing list? What do you mean by that? So everybody who's asking about the music, just in case you don't know, that is actually Ben Shepard, who was working here at Tiny Whoop HQ for a long time, and helps out with all the music, a lot of the graphics that you see, and then also some of the canopy designs that you see also. So Ben Shepard, you can check it out on Spotify. Weaving and Rolling is the name of the album that we use for a lot of the Tiny Whoop music. There's a lot of music out there. I know for our local FPV races up here in Northern Colorado, we actually have a standing Spotify list with about 200, 300 songs on it that actually we use for flying. And it's all about, you know, something that have to do with flying. So, you know what, hey, let's switch to a different view here real quick. We're going to go watch camera 4. This is one of my favorite top contenders that we have coming in for the day. For the Invitational here. This is, if I'm not mistaken, Wesley Burson. And he is an incredible pilot. See? Curse of the live stream. Every single time I talk about them, they turtle, so. What you looking for, Neutron? They were right there. Not on the floor, no. So yeah, we'll actually, so Fishbones, if you didn't catch it earlier, yes, we have some racing qualifiers. I will pick up the board here in a couple minutes and bring it over to the live stream camera and kind of show you what's going to go on. But schedule for the rest of the weekend tiers, kind of some more practice up tonight for another 30 minutes or so. After that, we're going to go actually off the live stream, and we're going to be... Hank. Jesse's talking in the background here a little bit about a raffle that we're going, so I'm going to switch over to the lounge cam so you can see him. He's kind of holding up in the top right of the screen there. Anybody that's here got poker chip tokens in their boxes in the Invitational, and we're actually using those to gamble on prizes that he's trying to hand out through the rest of the night. So it's kind of pretty fun. But rest of the schedule for the evening tonight, we're gonna kind of go and stop racing about 8 o'clock. We got some performers coming over here. We're going to do some hula hooping. Last night we had fire performers. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out on Tiny Whoop Facebook page. There was a lot of us that were taking live videos out there, so it was super fun to see those performers out there doing the fire dancing. We even, if you check out Glitch FPV is his name. He's actually one of the Tiny Whoop employees. He sacrificed a Tiny Whoop, and actually we set it on fire. And surprisingly, I love the quality of the Tiny Whoop batteries, because the Tiny Whoop battery that was on that quad that caught on fire did not catch on fire and is still usable. So quality, people, quality. So, but then after the performances, I think we're going to schedule a dinner of some kind for all the competitors to go out, have some fun together, eat together, maybe take our whoops and try to figure out what's going on. But after that, we're going to come back probably around 10 o'clock, I would say, and we're going to start some qualifying. We're going to go back up on live stream here and have the qualifying rounds tonight. When we get tired of racing tonight, which will probably be 2 o'clock in the morning or so, we will shut off for the evening and then wake up again tomorrow, come here about noon Mountain Standard Time, leveling time here, and race the rest of the qualifying rounds. Once we have our top-seeded pilots, we're going to move into a double elimination tournament style, and I'll go grab that board here in a second and pull it up over here on the live stream camera for you guys to see. So we got a double elimination style tournament going on here. Let's take a look here. Yep. I don't know if you guys saw that on the live stream, but I almost just got my head taken off by a whoop as I was sitting over there. So, Jordan, you want to switch to the entire course cam? Scene 2? Actually, let's go over to the lounge cam. It's a little bit more quality. Alright, so on the lounge cam here, guys, we actually have the double elimination tournament bracket of how we're going to be doing the qualifiers. Once we get the pilots qualified into their slots here, we're going to run the double elimination tournament to figure out who is going to be the Tiny Whoop Invitational 2018 champion. So, got this going to get filled in a little bit later, starting tonight and tomorrow. Yeah. So. So yeah, they were just asking a little bit about how the qualifying rounds are going to be, what the pilots are going to look like, etc. So, Jesse, we got a question here asking if you can explain how the kaleidoscope gate was made. Do you wanna take that question? All right.
What's up, guys? Jesse here. How many people are out there, Jordan? How many people are chilling? 60 people? Sweet. The kaleidoscope gate, that was first done by Hong Kong FPV, and it's just a bunch of mirrors stuck together in a geometrical shape. The best by far is triangle, the second best is probably hexagon. We decided to try out pentagon because I don't think anyone's ever done pentagon, but the first person to ever do it was Hong Kong FPV. They did it with a little triangle. Probably inspired by one of the public pieces of artwork that I saw when I was in Hong Kong, which was like a giant one. And I actually did fly through it on one of my old Instagram posts from something like January of 2017. But yeah, that's what's up with the kaleidoscope gate. It's everybody's favorite, and it was kind of the simplest to make. We just had to break, I broke 3 mirrors to make, in the process of making those 2 tunnels. But yeah, that's the story. Any other questions? Sweet. What's up, Jordan? Hey, let's check out... Oh no. Have you been using the Tunnel of Love cam? Tunnel of Love cam, tunnel cam. It's a hard one to use because the quads only spend a few seconds in there. Oh, that guy's struggling.
What's up, guys? This is Jet now on the microphone. I've lost everybody else. I've been left here alone on the streaming computer. So I'm going to do my best to switch the cameras around to something interesting for y'all. How do I make sure that my other car is a Tiny Whoop sticker is made in my order? That's a good question. I will tell Jesse personally right now. But now you're making me think like I want a sticker that's my Tiny Whoop is more expensive than my car. That's a good one. That might be fun. So they're down. I gotta pay attention. I forgot I'm not just, you know, I had my feet up, I was laying back. I was just kind of in daydreaming there, and I forgot I had to switch the camera for you guys. I'm on it. I'm on it. Doing a great job. Look at that, someone's hanging out in the hypershift tunnel there. That looks like Mike Chin, also known as Chinny Chinchilla. It looks like he's actually stuck in the sink now. Definitely very stuck. Andrew Meyer to the rescue. He's carrying him over. There's Mike Chin himself, the pilot. Looks like his battery is dead. Yeah, my quad gets better mileage than your Prius. You know, that's the thing, you know, everyone's going 6S to get that efficiency game. It's all about long range. Maybe it's time to make a hybrid drone. I think someone's done that before, actually. I remember seeing a Kickstarter that was, I believe, a hybrid. It was electric motors with a gas engine. I don't think I'm really convinced by that one. It seems like a little bit too much weight. Too much complexity, but what do I know? I'm just a drone pilot. Four hours. Okay. See? Told you I didn't know nothing. So right now we're still just practicing. You know, this event is supposed to more be a just a relaxed, socializing kind of event. Not too serious, you know, it's Tiny Whoop. You can only take it so seriously. So most of these guys are just hanging out, drinking beers, laying back. But I will tell you, over yesterday, this is a more serious day. People are trying harder. They want to do better. Some people are getting frustrated, you know, the usual competitive nature of drone racing. Yes, Dean, you did indeed spot Drew Camden. You can see him by his purple hair. It might actually make his head blend into the rest of the scenery because we have so many LEDs going. But yes, you did see Drew. I am Keith. Yes, we actually do have names. You know, for example, I can pretend that someone is FPV Provo right there. You can see that. I can pretend someone is Redline. But at the moment, because it's practice, it's kind of open practice. We're not doing names. Because it'd be really, really difficult to put names up for open practice. And, you know, we're just trying to lay back, just hang out, let you guys watch along with us so you can experience this awesome track like we are. Yeah, Evil, I will say that I am pretty nervous, actually. I don't consider myself a full-on racer. I'm generally just a mountain cruiser freestyle type pilot. So to be going up against a bunch of other full-on dedicated racers is always very nerve-wracking. Especially when it's someone as consistent as Robogenesis. Funny thing with DRL though is because there's so many cameras, because it's such a completely different environment than any other race, people get nervous the first time, you know. So I'm banking on the fact that he's just not up to task to be in front of the cameras, but maybe he is, you know. I can't underestimate anybody. So he's definitely someone I'm looking out for, and everyone else, I guess, on that roster. So going for 3, but you know, it doesn't always work out that way. What up, Blake? We got our homie here, Blake. He is Chance Freefall Hartman's younger brother. He just disappeared. I do not know what OCR auto-identifying. Do you know what that is, Cody? That sounds like a question for Dean. You know, Dean's the guy who programmed all of these LED gates, the hypershift gate, all these rotating gates, and the BBT gates. So if anyone's gonna know, he actually, I believe, made the DVR and multiplex receiver that we're watching this on right now, as well as the lap timer. So if anyone's gonna be able to build that, it is Dean from BBT, so we will get him on it. So hopefully the 2019 Tiny Whoop Invitationals will make for less work for Cody. You know, and he got stoked. When he saw that, he was pretty stoked, so. I believe at 8 o'clock we will be having some sort of performer. I don't know if they're a fire dancer. Last night we had fire dancers. Tonight Jesse has some other performer. I'm assuming it's PG-13 performers. But, you know, it's mostly dudes here, so it could really be anything. Aaron, if you could open source that and make it into a kit that people can build, I mean, that would, you know, who doesn't like new tech, you know? Anything that will make other people's lives, and especially your own life, easier is the bee's knees. I had a good friend of mine, a mentor, I'd like to say, who was an entrepreneur, and he always said, starting a business is about itching your own scratch. And I mean, that's what that is, right? You're itching your own scratch. You're making your life easier by people's name automatically popping up on the live stream. And you know, the incredible thing that Jesse has done isn't just, you know, popularizing the Tiny Whoop and repopularizing micro, because micro drones were very, very popular a few years ago. A gentleman named Picnic Quads was at the top of that list, but it kind of fell off over a while, and then now he's brought micros back into the scene better than ever. And he's really pushed the culture, you know, it's that flight test aspect, it's about helping other people, it's about growing a community, and, you know, having fun. So that's, I think really that's what the key to the success of Tiny Whoop is. It's not just a cool thing, it's the people and the community behind it. Hoop DJ, that's exactly the point. That tunnel, I believe, was relatively easy to make in terms of construction, but Dean, I know, has spent days and days staying up late programming that thing to make it work, to make it reliable, and to make it look good, you know. It's easy to make something, but to make it look good and perform well is the other difficult aspect, and he was here many nights, 2 a.m., coding away, troubleshooting, fixing, and other stuff that I honestly don't understand. Exactly, Matt. You know, when I first started, I never really did RC personally. It's I think I had a foamy when I was about 10 or so, and I crashed it a couple times and destroyed it and epoxied it together and probably played with it for about a week. And then I never touched RC ever again until I got into quads about 4 years ago. So it's it's really incredible what Flight Test has done, because when I first got into quads, I started watching flight test videos, and they're just inspirational in terms of just attitude. You know, it's not even about building or proving anything. It's about the attitude that these people have towards the rest of their community members, and that is the important part. And that's how you make a successful business and a successful community, is having people enjoy what you do and enjoy what you do yourself as well. Hornet, this is still practice. All the pilots are getting 2 days of practice, just non-stop. Whenever there's a channel open, you hop on, of course, with some respect to your fellow man. We're gonna watch whoever's in pilot number 1. Actually, no, we're not, because that video is looking a little rough there. But that color on that camera is incredible, isn't it? Exactly. So, Gundam Punt, sorry if I pronounce your name, Go DuPont, there we go. Yeah, I mean, that was really the goal with all this practice, was to get these guys so comfortable on the course that when finals comes around, when qualifying comes around, they are, flying at their best, really. And it's always so frustrating to not get enough practice and then go into racing and have to still kind of feel out the course while you're qualifying. No one wants to do that. And luckily we have time on our hands. We're able to race this course all night long. We don't have to wait for the sun to come back up. It's just all night long. I think we were here till 2 a.m. last night. I'm assuming tonight's going to be the same. No one is sleeping. Everyone is whooping. We are all exhausted, but still having the time of our life. Yes, Ice Rook, everyone, I want to say everyone, I would say 95% of the pilots here are flying FPV, or Inductrix FPV boards in angle mode with awesome sauce motors. It's just tiny whoop racing, especially in tight quarters. Angle mode gives you a major advantage. It's just a lot easier to fly. It's a lot easier to stay in tiny spaces and be precise. What's up, Mrs. Rebellion? How you doing? Tweak, let me get someone to hold a whoop up to the camera. Hey Jesse, would you like to hold a whoop up to the lounge camera? And I will read off some of their specs for you. So here you go. There's Jesse's whoop there. Little higher there. Perfect. So that, I believe, is actually a stock Inductrix frame. And it's got a special sauce motor, so that's a TWR, which is a tiny whoop racer. That would mean it has a stock Inductrix FPV board, special sauce motors, and the tiny little camera that Tiny Whoop sells. But I want to say most of the other guys are flying Awesome Sauce though, which would require them to use the cockroach frame. But I mean, so most of the guys are all flying angle mode with non-Betaflight boards. It is mostly all Inductrix FPV flight controllers. Dean, we actually have our friend here, Dean, who is setting up a lap timer, so we'll have both lap timers, as well as we're going to have a DRL style finish. If you see in that background, that giant tiny whoop that's all lit up above the couch, that's the finish line. So once everyone is done with their 2 or 3 laps we haven't quite chosen yet, they're going to run full speed into that sign there, and whoever hits it first is the winner. Thank you, Hornet. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, so this is about as close to spec tiny whooping at racing as you're gonna get. Funny enough, all of the setups might be the same, but I can assure you none of the tiny whoops look the same. Every single person has their own custom blinged out canopy. We're also requiring lights for all the competitors, so everyone has lights in different places, different kinds of lights, different colors of lights, different colored props. Some people have spray painted their bodies. You know, everyone has customized their tiny whoop to be their own. And man, do they all look good. Maybe we'll all get a picture of everyone's tiny whoops eventually. Alright, let's get a close-up look here at pilot number 1. That would be Mike Chin. I like going his camera because it's easy to tell it's him flying. He says Mike Chin right there on the ducks. And he's run out of batteries right when we switch, so never mind. We're going to go watch somebody else. So because it's practice, we don't actually have an order. So I'm not 100% sure who all of these pilots are. But they are definitely ripping this track. That's right, Iceberg. It's really dependent on the situation, you know. Betaflight boards are great if you want to do... Ooh, look at that. He crashed inside the kaleidoscope. That's a confusing place to be crashed. But anyways, I was saying, you know, Betaflight boards have their time and place, right? If you want to be doing freestyle kind of tiny whooping, acro stuff, or if you're flying outside, it's very useful. Wow, camera 3 just got lost in that kaleidoscope game there. But you know, it really depends. But if you want to race, if you want to fly in tight places, if you want to do what Tiny Whoop was really meant to do, which is be a tiny little bug flying through a room or a building, then the Inductrix FPV board just really does the trick. It's simple, it just works, and it's precise. And it lets these guys have enough control to fly through this dragon. You know, this dragon gate is just so difficult that you need as much precision and as much, you know, help as you can get. Yeah. So Mike Chin was just telling me that he thinks the Betaflight boards don't quite crash as well as Inductrix boards either. The Inductrix boards, especially when you're in areas like the Dragon, you know, you can sometimes bump into a gate and just bounce back off and keep flying, where the Betaflight boards have a tendency to kind of freak out, mostly because, you know, Betaflight wasn't really designed for a brushed quad. You know, they're very, very, very underpowered compared to a 5-inch or what Betaflight is designed for. So they're gonna react differently, and it will kind of freak out on you sometimes, where the Inductrix board was designed specifically for this Inductrix style platform. And that's where your advantage is, right? That's where sometimes the closed source nature of a board can be beneficial, is because there aren't all these settings to tweak, and it was designed for a specific scenario and works in that specific scenario very, very well. Yeah, Tweak. Mockingbird is, you know, he's actually here, and he's getting very, very close. So if you want to have the Inductrix FPV board experience, but with a Betaflight board, definitely check out Mockingbird, because they are getting very close. Most of the guys who are running Beta Flight here will be running that setup. Mr. Odyssey, we had flying yesterday, we are flying today, and then tomorrow we are doing qualifying and finals. The finals will be the top 16 pilots out of qualifying, and they're all just gonna duke it out bracket style to see who is the 2018 world champion. Wish you were here too, Flight Test. We thought you were coming out. We thought you might see you. Unfortunately, you are not. Maybe next year you can come out, and maybe next year the track will be 10 times better. Because you know, everybody knows that brain on Jesse is always working, always thinking of new creative ideas to explore tiny things. And this is just the first step, right? Or I guess the second step, because it's the second year we're doing this. So step number 3, hopefully we'll see you out here, Flight Test. Superlobe, we're actually trying to minimize the amount of air particulate here. We've got some children as well as some pregnant people, so we are trying our best to be good to them. So unfortunately we will not be having a fog machine here today. There we go. We are actually having some great racing going on here, guys. They are all just duking it out, getting as many batteries as they can. And that's the thing, you know, because tiny whoops are so small and so quick to just plug and unplug and pick up, and we have every single person marshalling, it's just constant nonstop flying, you know. Most of the time at a big race, you crash early on and you'll just sit there and watch everyone else finish all their laps. But here, you know, you crash and within 5 seconds you got someone running up, flipping you over, so you can take right back off again, and you're never ever not flying. FTB, FPV, you are absolutely correct. Many of us have told Jesse to change that, but he is just having a good time, hanging out, too distracted. So, you know, what he gives us is what we get. Mr. Odyssey, it's actually just 5 mirrors, door mirrors from Walmart that are held together by some wood and tape, and then it has LED strips around the outside. Here, Mike, let me ask you a question. Do you think most of these tiny whoop racers are running HV lipos or regular lipos? So Mike's immediate response to that question was HV. Most everybody is running the tiny whoop HV batteries from mylipo.de. And are they HV charged? And they are also HV charged, because you gotta get your little bit of advantage. But on the other hand, Mike is saying he is flying standard charge because he's a badass. So he's saying because when you overcharge, if anyone's overcharged a tiny, or I guess not overcharged, but high voltage charged a tiny whoop, excuse me. you'll notice that there's some slight oscillations. Your throttle curve is going to be very, very touchy for probably the first 30 seconds of flight. And then as you fly over the course of a minute or two, your throttle curve changes as the battery dies. Where on the other hand, you do have more power off the start, but you do have a changing throttle curve, which can be difficult for some pilots, especially Mike Chin. So, so what he's doing is he's charging it to normal voltage. He's just taking the little bit of speed hit in order to have a more consistent throttle so he can fly the entire course more consistently. What's up, Nick? Yeah, so most everyone's running 255 just because the batteries are... Most of these guys are running Awesome Sauce, which are the 6mm by 17 motors, which are more powerful. So they need a little more power hungry. They need a little more energy to be able to fly for that full few laps that we're doing. So they are running the 255s, and me personally running the 205s with the Awesome Sauce motors. Honestly, the quad is so light you go skyrocketing at like 20% throttle, and it's really hard to control. I know Cody Cooper, one of the employees here. Yeah, so some guys are running throttle curve. I know Cody Cooper he prefers the 205, and he just full pitches. So he flies with a lot of pitch to prevent that ballooning effect. So everyone has a different strategy. Even when I fly 5-inch quads, I actually normally fly a slightly heavier build anyways because I like the way the momentum feels.
Wesley Burson has a throttle curve to make it feel like special sauce, but with more torque from the awesome sauce.
So Mike is telling me that Wes actually has a throttle curve with the awesome sauce, so that they feel more like the special sauce, so they're not quite as top end, but he can have that torque, that whop whop effect that the awesome sauce give you. So he made it a best of both worlds by using throttle curves in his radio. So if there's something a characteristic of a drone that you don't like the way it flies, you can always kind of play with it and artificially change the way it feels to best suit your flying style.
Another alien whip's going up. They fly weird. Top left. Alright, pilot. Look how fast it is.
So you can fly the top left. That is a alien whoop.
See how it crashes?
And you can let's check it out. Up, that he's very stuck there, and that video is a little rough, let's say. But you can see how that alien whoop flies a little differently. The Betaflight, it's got higher rates. He can kind of whip the yaw a little harder, and that video is rough. And remember, this is not necessarily what the pilots are saying. This is just our DVR that we have here. But oh, look at that! A double pass to a crash. Awesome.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That alien will pull his ass. Like, through the tunnel.
Hassan, unfortunately, I don't know who these pilots are necessarily because it is practice and it is kind of just random when your channel's open. People are just plugging in and flying when they get the opportunity. So I can't keep track of who's flying because it's just go as you go.
What else we got? E6, is it? Let me get an E6.
Super, that's right. These are the best tiny whoop pilots from all around the world. We got guys from Canada, we got guys from the UK, and we got guys from, and girls, actually, from all over the nation who are here to prove that they are the best tiny whoop pilot in the world. Except for that guy in the bottom right. because he is just trying to figure out what is going on with his tiny whoop.
Look at that bright light.
Is that Cody Madsen?
Yeah. His LED quit working and he's trying to fix it.
Alright guys, let's go a close-up look on Cody Madsen, confused with his LEDs there. He does not know what's going on, you know, he's just trying to fix it, can't get it to work, getting frustrated. Oh, he knows. Supra, yes, we actually do have a couple cases of Odell's in the fridge, so don't you worry, we're keeping it Northern Colorado over here. Rebellion, if you want to see who got the drunkest last night, definitely go check out the end of the live stream. Alright guys, we are going to the lounge cam for a moment because no one is flying, and you can check out all these sexy people. They are... Okay, so we tried to get them to say hi. Only one guy said hi. It's cool. I can assure you they're still all stoked that you're watching, and they're stoked that you're here. We got Neutron goofing around. He's got a clear view strapped to the back of his head on the back of his hat. He's taking this seriously, guys. He wants the win. He is not going to lose because of bad video.
Everyone uses an idle switch up. An idle up switch.
Yeah, I want to see. Well, I wouldn't say everyone because I know Adrian doesn't. So most pilots are using an idle up. All that means for people doesn't know, or people who don't know, what that means is when you flip one of the switches, it raises the throttle zero position to something slightly higher, such as I believe mine is at 7%, or it's whatever.
6 or 7.
Yeah, it's 6 or 7, I believe, on Awesome, and it's whatever throttle percentage makes the motor spin. So when you cut throttle, it doesn't motor stop and make you just tumble out of the air. It's very, very similar to air mode. So there you go, guys. We got some poi going on. Some guys tiny whipping around it. We saw some fire dancers yesterday. This guy's got some LED. It's a little too windy outside today for the fire. In the mountains we had 65-mile-an-hour winds with 85-mile-an-hour gusts. So that is not any messing around money. And these guys are just getting nailed out of the air. But it's all in the name of fun, right?
Oh, can you fit? Oh, no. Top right is all balls, dude.
Closer, guys. Come on, scare him.
You need like a secondary lounge cam on this one. Hey, go to the lounge cam.
Let's check out the lounge cam, guys. Everyone is still not quite stoked as I thought from an external point of view, you know. They need to get a little bit more excited. Physics, I'm sure there are, but being Tiny Whoop headquarters, I'm sure most of these dudes are flying Tiny Whoop equipment. It would almost seem blasphemous to be using otherwise.
Someone's flying crazy pony hardware.
Repilot. Yeah, that was smart.
That blue guy's getting close.
Yeah, some of these guys are getting real risky.
Especially the ones we're racing with.
Let's go check out some FPV view here. Let's go to camera number 2 on blue, and he's going in between the strings, and he goes down. Let's see if he can get back up, or if his Tiny Whip is destroyed. Nope, he's good. He's gonna just keep circling him. Oh, wow. And the destruction comes from above. Oh, he's going for it. I think he's thinking about something inappropriate. Hmm?
Oh, we got a new dude.
No, you just take his sweatshirt off. Oh. And luckily enough, we are at the Tiny Whoop HQ, so if your drone does get destroyed for some reason or another, I'm sure Jesse will not cover it under warranty, but there are plenty of spare parts here to fix it. Alright guys, let's go on board with Cody Matson. That's code red. Let's see if it's like getting launched out of a cannon, you know? He's just... It's pretty incredible how well these Tiny Whoops take a hit, you know? They're getting nailed by some pretty heavy looking balls there. And they just keep on flying. Oh, I don't even know what those things are called. Alright guys, we're keeping it safe here. OSHA approved. Let's see what he can do to Tiny Whoops with those.
Anybody who wants to switch to E2, just holler and it's you.
Wait, you need someone on E2? I'll do it.
Alright, we got E2, we got E6, we got F7. All we need is an F2. Do we have an F2 yet? F2, going once.
Give us a moment as we figure out some channel mapping here.
Pilots, take off at will.
Ooh, so everyone says we need more moving obstacles. And here you go, the most ultimate moving obstacle of them all. Let's go on to some pilot cam view. Who is flying here? We got...
Someone needs to clean their lens.
Yeah, he needs to clean his lens, or I think he might have put an LED right under his lens. Oh, out cold KO, and he is back alive. Let's see if he can make round two.
Yeah, I know, it looks like a
Oh, that's beautiful with the three other whoops flying around like that. Alright, let's check out someone else's camera view. Here we go. We got what is happening there. Yep, that's a foot. Ooh, he's getting fancy here. Whoa, that was lucky. Uh-oh. And these performers are probably the most patient people in the world. They have tiny whoops just getting really, really close to their faces. But I mean, I'm sure they're having a bunch of fun. Destroying some whoops. Who wouldn't?
Oh, look, someone's vlogging.
Alright guys, we got some other kind. What is that? I don't even know what that's called. Double staff dancing. Here we go. Yeah, let's check someone else out just because that one is difficult to see. Oh, so this one actually is... Oh man, he's got real bad video, so we are going to watch someone else, but I believe that was Neutron. He's got those rainbow glasses, the drunk glasses that make it look like the world is a rainbow, and he's actually cut that out and put that in front of his FPV camera. And that's why Neutron looked like a rainbow, but unfortunately he's having terrible video. And it may or may not be due to damage. So there we go. Everyone seems to be down. We're going to go back to the lounge cam here.
So who do you think standout pilots this year on the track are?
Standout pilots on the track. So if I was going to put my money on the top 3 right now, I would have to say Cody Cooper is definitely on that list. He's a long-time Tiny Whoop employee, flies Tiny Whoop every single day, and he's definitely flown the Dragon 1,000 times because it's been here since the last year's Invitational. So Cody Cooper is on the top of that list, or at least near the top. Provo, of course, last year's world champion. Garza, who should have been last year's world champion until McKay's hair got in his way. So I would have to say Provo, Garza, and Cooper. But honestly, top 3 isn't enough space. You know, there's too many good pilots here for me to pick 3 people. If I was going to say, we'd have to have 16, and lucky enough, our bracket is 16 people. So the best of the best will prove themselves right off the bat. As long as their whoops survive this. But most of these guys got multiple whoops. Yeah, I think those are fans with LEDs. You know, this is probably not his usual performing environment, I will say. So, you know, he can definitely get flustered. Yeah, it takes a lot of energy, you know. He's not just playing around. He's sweating. It's hot in here. It smells like man balls. And there are tiny whoops in his face constantly, and that cannot be an easy thing to do. Let's check out this guy right here. I wish I could tell you who these pilots were, but it is so random. Feel like we gotta give this guy some safety glasses or something, man. He's gonna have PTSD after this. If anyone ever says tiny whoop, he'll say no. No, thank you.
This guy's got some style.
Oh.
Oh, I called it. I called that like 10 seconds ago.
Okay, here we guys go. They are making it harder for the whoops. What the people want to see, we give. Look at that camera. The contrast on that thing. Oh, we're doubling up, guys. We've also lost a major chunk of our viewership during this little escapade. Oh well. Look at that. Oh, he just gets nailed and thrown into the trash can. Let's see if they can stay in the air for more than 5 seconds here. Oop. Hopefully he does not hit her in the back of the head, because hitting a tiny whip doesn't hurt anybody, but being hit in the head definitely does. Yes, he is. Oh, here's the crowd. We got the whole crowd here. We got the lounge. And we're going to see if anyone here is flying. Funny enough, most of the people are on the ground, crashed out, probably due to getting nailed in the face by some poi. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. I do my best, you know. Ooh, look at that. He is getting down, and that fan is about to smack one of these quad. Yeah, he's actually trying his best to stay alive. Look at that. Ooh. There we go. Let's check out number 2 here. Ooh, that was a lucky hit. I think that was just a one flip roll. Up right to his butt. And he's down. We're going to check out Lounge Cam for a second while everyone figures out their FPV feeds. We got dudes changing batteries. We got people arguing about it's their turn, it's my turn. We got balls swinging in people's faces. Woo! You want to just go grab that from him? We've got some destruction happening of Tiny Whip HQ, but that's what we do here. Alright guys, so this is the sign that just got knocked down by Mr. Poi. Trespassers will be violated. Do not step onto the Tiny Whip HQ premise unless you are invited. Alex's girlfriend. Unfortunately, I don't know your name, but definitely keep flying. As long as you're enjoying it, keep it up. Because FPV is fun, you know. It's being able to see the world from a whole new perspective. It's whenever you fly a park or a new location, that's the first time anyone is ever seeing that from that perspective. And that is an opportunity that very, very few people get to see, right? Most of the world has been explored, especially in major metropolitan areas. Now you can explore those places that are so normal from a whole new vantage point.
I had like flight dreams when I was a kid. So it's like an extension of those flight dreams, being able to go wherever I want.
Yeah, and Mike's saying, you know, everyone dreams of flying, and now that dream has come true. So make the best out of it that you possibly can, right?
Don't dive airliners. I'm not putting my race whoop in this.
Super low, we actually tried a few years ago to get a light tracks course in Burning Man. That was a major product that we undertook, but the logistics of it just did not work out, unfortunately. Maybe one day we will be flying tiny whoops, mini quads, whatever it is, but that is definitely something that we will make happen. Alright, we had a little crash towards us. He's struggling to get back up, but he will in a moment. We're having a lot of video problems on channel 1. It looks like almost 2 people are plugged in trying to fly at the same time. Luckily, it's Tiny Whoop, so no one's going to get hurt.
My video's fine. My video's fine. Let's go.
Yes, Provo is very, very good. He is probably one of my favorite people in the whole world, especially in the FPV industry. He's just a good soul, and there are plenty of those people to go around in this industry.
So where's your problem spot on the track? Do you have any?
So, I've done my best to fly this track, but in all honesty, I'm just enjoying being here, hanging out with the people, talking to all you on the live stream. I'm just enjoying the whole experience, the party, you know, and all this wacky stuff that Jesse dreams up, like fire dancers and poi dancers in the middle of the lounge. Like, who else would come up with this kind of stuff other than Jesse Perkins himself?
A wild tag.
And that's the thing, he's been able to accumulate such a massively cool group of people, you know. All walks of life, all different ages. You know, we got the single digits all the way up into the deep double digits. Everyone's here just to have fun, and we're all passionate about the same thing.
We dropped a bunch at 60. When we started this, it was low.
Alright guys, this is time to switch pilots. You guys still rocking?
Nope, no triple digits. I do not think we have any 100-year-olds here. I don't think I know any 100-year-olds. Do you know any 100-year-olds? If you're 100 years old and you're watching this stream, you're awesome. Good job. Maybe one day I'll be 100.
Where's the batteries? Oh, I was just trying to make sure we have something out there for your static. I tried to come out to the fun fly, but I stayed here till 3 in the morning practicing, and then slept in.
That will happen. Mike, I was actually down at the TOG Fun Fly. Provo, me, and Cody Matson were there. I believe Neutron was there for a while, and a couple other people. Most everyone was pretty exhausted from staying up till 3 in the morning the night before. So I think everyone slept in a good amount so that they could do the same today. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, they survived way longer than I thought they would. Wow. Yeah, let's switch over to lounge cam while everyone figures out their channels here. I bet the point dancer needs a little breather. We got another performer who just actually walked in the door. She has a bag full of hula hoops. So you guys are about to see some hula whooping. Some tiny hula. Actually, those look like regular size hula hoops. Darn Mike. Yeah, unfortunately I did not show up till 11:30-ish. I definitely had to get my fair share of sleep. I think I slept about 5 hours, which is more than plenty, especially at a drone event. Everybody knows you don't get to sleep at an FPV event because that's just the way it goes, you know. Everyone just wants to hang out and geek out. Everyone's good friends, so it's really hard to want to go to bed, you know. Everyone's just hanging out and you're like, man, it's 3 in the morning. I know I gotta sleep, but there's still like 5 dudes here and we're hanging out and we're having a good time. So you end up never ever sleeping. And then everyone wants to go fly in the morning. They're like, hey, we're in Colorado, let's go fly in the mountains. So you gotta wake up. Unfortunately, it was 85-mile-an-hour gusts in the mountain today, so only a few people dare do that, and I don't think it was all too pretty. My opinions on the track, I mean, it's otherworldly, would I think be the description I would use. I mean, look at the Dragon. There's green lasers up there with UV light. We got the Tunnel of Love right there, which took a good few hours to string up all those lights. That's clear roofing. This is kind of the corner cam. You can see me right here. We got Mike Chin right over there. We're only going to show you our backs, though, because that's how we roll. And then we got that hyper shift, hyper speed tunnel, which is just crazy looking, especially if you go through it backwards. Then it looks like you're not even moving. Yep, that's the other thing, Matt. You gotta wait for your batteries to charge in preparations for tomorrow. Mike, if you want to go find events, go to multigp.com. Join your local chapters, man. In Colorado here, we got APD, which is down in Denver, Aurora Parker, Denver crew. We got the other guys, which is more northern Colorado, Longmont, Boulder area. I believe there is another group down in Castle Rock that flies, and especially during the summer, you know, it's every weekend there is multiple FPV races going on around the country and around the state. So multigp.com, check it out, find your chapters in your area. You are lucky enough that I know the chapters in our area. But yeah, they even have a map, so you can click on the map view, and there's pins to where all these local chapters are located, and you can find them. Jim, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Maybe you can start your local chapter. You know, maybe there's a bunch of people just like you who are looking for other people to fly with, but there's no chapter in the area, and maybe if you start a chapter, people in your area will start joining and you'll find some FPV friends to fly with. So it can't hurt to try. So everyone's relaxing now, shooting the shit. We're taking a little break while we get some hula hoops ready, I believe. We're going to have Mike Chin going up. I believe he is on channel 1 here. Okay, he is not going to go up because someone else is flying.
Charlie's done. No.
Some more pilots for the LED hoop performance. What do we got?
Too late. You missed your opportunity. Hula hoop is on its way. Are you guys ready to watch some
E2 and F2 are
hula hooping?
E6 and F7.
Here we go. We're just going to hang out here with the colorful lights for one moment while we get everyone figured out and situated. We'll switch over to some FPV view when we get some FPV view going.
Last call for E6 on the hoop performance up for grabs.
I'm not going in that hole, so I might take the channel and hit the course.
Pilot, you got 30 seconds.
Look at that Cody. Wild Cody.
We have a wild Cody who appeared. There's Jesse. You can see Jesse standing on the right side there. He's got his goggles. He's tall. He's got a tiny whip shirt, and he's got his sunglasses on at night, indoors, in a dark room, because he's that cool.
You should be an audiobook reader.
I should try being an audiobook reader. I did actually do a demo reel for a radio station once in Boulder, Colorado. Unfortunately, they never called me back, but I also never called them back, so that might have been my fault. But it was a really fun experience,
You should just
and I would have to say thank you, Dad, for that one.
California. The guy with the golden voice.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll be as iconic as Morgan Freeman, and I don't know who else has a voice like that. So here we go, guys. We have a hula hooper who is about to break it down. There's Blake, all LED'd out.
Blake, go say hi to the
He's chilling. He's giving high fives and fist bumps to Jesse. They've got their own special thing going on.
Hey, pilots, how you doing?
He's going to say hi to you guys. He's looking for the camera. He is having trouble finding that camera. It's stuck to the ceiling. He can't find it.
You gotta back up.
All right, everybody say what up to Blake.
And pilots, take off whenever you want.
Hey, Matt, I'm actually going to be moving out to Seattle very shortly, so I may be seeing you at those local Seattle area races.
If no one goes up on that channel, then Bob should just
Like the
go.
light of the white lights.
All right, guys, hula girl time. Here we go. Who do you want to watch?
Ooh, that
Tell me in the chat, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, tell me which one to go to, and we will do it. Mike has actually already decided for you, and he has gone to camera 4. No, I'm not a Walking Dead fan. But my old roommate's dad was the director on that show.
really?
Mhm.
What director?
But we never watched it.
Who is your old roommate?
Chase was his name. Caldwell. He was assistant director. But I mean, honestly, assistant director I think does as much work, if not more, than the director, because they have to do all the actual work.
This guy's going down. Nobody on that. I'm about to take that channel and just go and fly it back.
All right, guys. So Mike Chin is going up on channel 1. We're gonna watch him fly. Here we go. Let's see what Chinny Chinchilla can do for us.
Crash all over.
He's probably gonna crash right away. What you doing? Oh, you're doing the track? Is that what you're doing? Go fly around the hula hoop, man. What are you doing?
I will.
Mike Chin tried to take this opportunity to sneak in some extra laps of practice, but we have a no laps right now while we got the performers in, because Jesse has taken the time to get these performers out here so that everyone can have some new fun experiences Oh man, you are gonna get nailed. Yeah, go through the inside. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Do you think you make it? Drop it.
It's so hard to drop it, right? I did it.
Oh.
He's got aim.
Let's check out lounge camera, guys. Mike Chin is the green one. Oh, they're getting nailed left and right. I think Hula Girl is having some fun with this. I mean, who doesn't like destroying expensive toys?
No, it's down.
Matt, I will definitely be hitting you up when I'm out there.
Let's switch out pilots. I'm gonna go ahead and take E2. I got F2.
I'll be in the Finney Ridge area,
Who's F7?
most likely.
Who's F7?
Oh, Mike Chin has been stepped on. Is it broken? Nope. He's good. It's a tiny whoop. He can take a hit and keep on rolling.
I made it through. Apparently we need the gorilla from Casa Bonita.
I'm not sure I know what that is.
I don't know if I know what that is either.
Luxie, would you care to explain what the gorilla from Casa Bonita is? As in the restaurant Casa Bonita? Like Casa Bonita, da 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 da. I've actually never been there. Because, no, I'm born and raised in Seattle, so I wouldn't know. Joel,
We might be trying to like process the video. Oh no, we're up. We're good.
alright guys, we are back. Sorry about that. Let me know how the audio levels are. The headphones I was using previously died on me, and we have gone to the old school analog wired set. I probably have to mess with the levels here a little bit just because they are different headphones. Oops. Alright guys. Let me know if I need to turn it down or up or whatever. Alright, we're gonna keep it how it is then. So we got Hula Girl here. I wish I knew her name instead of just calling her Hula Girl. But she's getting down. Blake's getting down, picking up tiny whoops. Our camera's slowly going out of focus for some reason. I'm not sure. I think Hula Girl's just blowing the camera's mind. So we're gonna switch over here, watch one of these FPV views. Oop.
I think they're
Oop.
watching the roofs.
Hopefully he gets flipped over relatively quickly. I thought I could stay on him, but no one wants to flip him back over. There we go. We're gonna go back to camera 3. I don't know how she is doing that. What in the world? Did those just switch positions?
I think so.
No, this is a different girl from yesterday. She is a hula hooper. The others were pyrotechnic people.
Those are nice hoops.
I don't know how she can move her body so that they both are. I don't think I can move two things at once. That's why I'm not a professional hooler. I think that's what they call themselves. Hoolers.
Come on, it's a gravity gate. Go.
Alright, so they're diving the hulas. Wow, they're actually getting away with more than I thought they would. Oh, look at that. Whoop. And down. Alright, let's check out number 4 here.
That's pretty sweet. Oh.
Oh, alright. Everyone in the chat, let's make bets on how many minutes from now someone will be stuck inside of Hula Girl's hair.
Yeah.
Let's hear it, guys.
Especially right now. I give it
I'm gonna have to
45
give it.
seconds.
I'm gonna give it 7 minutes.
Oh shoot. Alright, so 45 seconds.
We got 57 people here. They're lounging with us in the Tiny Whoop Lounge. Yeah, number 4's camera has some great contrast. Ooh, number 3 just made it through. I don't know how. Again. What? No. Yeah, that's not an angle you're going to be able to make it at. Ooh. Oh, Alright, don't think they're going to get stuck, huh? We've actually had very, very good luck here with hair and whoops, surprisingly. With the amount of people are here and the amount of whoops that are constantly flying, you'd think someone would get whoop hair, but live another day, huh? Eric, I'm not sure what camera that is, but I could go ask for you. What's up, Reaper? If only those wireless headphones that I was using a moment ago didn't die, I could actually walk over there and directly ask him. But I am now tethered to the seat. We're gonna lounge cam. Nope. We are moving away from lounge cam. Let's check out entire track cam. And Joel's back. And Chance is back.
You're back too, bro. Hey, man. Zoom out on F2. Trying to practice flying the court.
Alright, I'm gonna go ask what that camera was. I'll be right back.
Who's on F2? Someone's on F2. I don't know who it is.
Alright, guys, I went and asked Sean, the guy who was flying number 4 camera. Everyone wants to know which camera he was using. And let me tell you, it's the original Inductrix FPV camera with the very rich colors. So it looked like the colors were really, really nice. But I do know for a fact that at nighttime, if you want to go fly outside at night or something, it's going to be really, really, really hard to see at night. But in this environment, it looks incredible, doesn't it? Yeah, Fishbone, that might be kind of hard. With the amount of latency I'm seeing between the time in which I talk and you guys actually hear it on YouTube, it's a good 30 seconds, I want to say, until you actually hear. So to be able to fly FPV through a stream over the internet would be real hard, but it'd be really cool. You could set some world records, that might even be the longest range flight ever done if you flew over the internet. Talk about long range, right? Moke says it's mid range because he's elitist like that.
Fuck yourself, Jack. There's hostility coming. Mister, oh, 6 figures isn't enough money for me.
Oh, someone's salty. Do you guys know if we're doing any more performing stuff or what's going on here? Oh, there we go. We got a Godzilla moment here. Oh no. When Godzilla Blake attacks and Cody Matson hits with the KO.
Did we already pick out some pilots for the next round? Because we're about to kick it off. Although maybe we should just keep it up with Blake. Blake, you know?
Give him some fire.
I believe it's single versity, actually. There's just one antenna per a channel on this little multiplex box here.
Did we pick some? Your E2? We got F2 right there. Who else did we pick already? Who else already picked the channel? I got E2 and F2. What's up with some E6? Can I get an E6? We got an E6 right here, and last one I need is an F7, please. Cricket. F7. Code Red's taking F7. Alright, so pilots, you got about... Hey, Blake.
Awfully quiet in here.
Blake, you're hilarious. It's probably time to sit down, buddy.
Alright, Hula Girl is back with 3 hoops.
Alright, pilots, take off at will.
We got Moke joining us here today. He has a lot to talk about.
What's up, guys?
We always know that Moke wants to talk to the people constantly. He's a really talkative dude. Here we go. Let's listen to Moke. I'm giving the headphones to him right now.
Hello? I can't hear you. Sorry. Look at that. It's pretty cool. I see colors.
Hey, Andrew.
I see a lot more colors than there are because I'm wearing fancy glasses. If you guys wanted to know that. Yeah, Moke. Fuck yeah, Alex.
I would be going for the smart move. Look at that thing.
I don't know how she doesn't get dizzy. She probably is dizzy and just playing it off. Well, like a ballerina, how they spin but they keep their eyes looking at something the whole time. It's probably something like that. Chilling. Chilling, chilling, chilling. I'm out of words, dude.
You're doing great.
Fuck, my neck hurts. Dang, that's like multiple hula hoops. Hula hoop.
Is she hula hooping around her leg at the same time, too?
Yeah, she is. That's pretty impressive.
Time to get faster. Time to get riskier. I'm looking at you, Code Red.
What in the world? That's super cool with the glasses.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, it's way more weird in real life, though. It doesn't quite work in videos. Because this is what I'm seeing. How far away can I get? Here, hold these.
All right, guys, give it up for Moke. That's what Moke was watching just now. Oh man! Try and put the second layer down there.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Whoa! You can't see anything.
Who's getting back up? All right,
Hula
there we
girl
go.
made me speechless. I'm usually just
I
speechless.
see another
Yeah,
one.
Moke is generally just
Got
speechless.
two cars back in the air. Code Red, you got lights on you? All right.
Jordan
Oh,
seems kind of speechless.
I'm currently pretty I don't know what that maneuver is, dude. That
What?
doesn't make sense how 3 rings can do that.
Can you hula hoop, Jay?
I could hula hoop.
Where you at, Ashton?
I could probably make it rotate around my belly a few times. Yeah, I think so. I can keep it around my belly for a sustained amount of time longer than if I were to just push it. That's what hula hooping is, right? Is the gyration.
Yeah.
Now this on the other hand is probably a little bit more than just general hula hooping.
Yeah, it looks kind of complicated.
You're advanced.
This is like Usain Bolt level of
Who wants to see Jet go out there and give it a show? Jet! 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 Next drum pilot in the world's probably pretty good
These are hired performers by Jesse Perkins for this exact reason, to have some fun tiny whipping.
To the face. That was on purpose. I can tell when it's on purpose, and that was.
Alright, let's check out some FPV feeds here. They got camera number 2. Wow!
Oh, he was in there for a second.
Man, we're just watching a lot of falling there, so we're going to switch over to somebody else.
Look at that move. Get in there. Yeah, that was it. Hey, check it out. The Colorado flag.
All right, I think it's just Ashton. It's time to switch it out. We've already got an E2. We've got an F7. Who's F2? Done. Who's E6?
Hurts my brain a little. Down. Yeah, I was a little.
Uh-oh. Everyone is down. We're going to...
I got speed.
Can I get anything out of here? Let me get E6.
Would everyone like to talk to FPV Provo? He said FPV Provo said he would love to talk to the live stream. He wants to talk to all 36 of you guys. Here we go. Let's give it up for FPV Provo.
Get in here, Provo.
Wait, what?
Request some questions from the audience.
I'm gonna take over.
Just chat, man. Hang out for a minute.
All right. Well, what do you want to talk about? Where's your microphone?
I don't have a microphone. You gotta run this whole show one
It's
man.
just me
It's just you.
monologuing.
Correct. Here,
Oh, that's great.
gentlemen in the chat.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at?
Fishbone says, "What's up?"
Where does he say that?
Right
Oh, right there.
This
What
guy
up,
also
Provo?
said,
Hey,
"What
fish
up?"
bones.
Real original.
How you
IMP.
doing, Keith? The present. That must be referring to something earlier. I'm down. I want to talk to you, man. All right, let's hear it. Hell yeah, FPV Provo. You can, yeah, more commercial talk. Velos, visual line of sight. I'm doing a little bit of studying myself. I'm almost there. Who? Oh.
Ever do a one-way whoop there, Provo?
What about one-way whoop?
Have you ever done a one-way whoop?
Have I ever done a one-way whoop? Not yet. I plan on doing one soon, though. We'll. It's gotta be epic. I'm not drunk. I'm tired, though. We haven't slept much in the last 2 nights. I've probably gotten like, I don't know, 6 hours of sleep total. Why do I hate myself? I don't know. You need some meditation. Hey Jane, did they censor marijuana?
What's your favorite thing about Colorado?
I like the mountains in Colorado. I love mountains everywhere, but uh, everybody thinks, well, I live in Utah, and a lot of people in Utah think we have the biggest mountains, but how many 14ers does Colorado have?
Like 50 something.
So Colorado has probably 50 14ers. Now 14er is a mountain that's 14,000 feet high. And Utah doesn't actually have any 14ers. Our highest mountain is Kings Peak, and it is
Switch it to this thing.
somewhere over 13,000 feet. Anyway, let's see. Where are the questions at? Looks like we're a little behind.
Upside down.
Everybody's drunk. Everybody's drunk. Where's my favorite place to fly? I haven't found it yet, but I really like bandos. I also love flying canyons, doing long range in the mountains. But when it comes to freestyle, I just like getting gritty and dirty in like a bando. I love that stuff. What's my whoop setup? I run a stock board with the Awesome Sauce motors. It's tried and true. I really like it. Drinking some Maker's Mark. A lot of drunk people out there. I'm not really a drinker, so I can't identify with that. Why did my wife leave me? I don't know, man. You probably weren't making her happy, but
The hard truth from Provo.
Abraham, if this is a true cry for help, I need you to blink twice. That Robogenesis edit, though, was pretty good. Pretty good edit. I wish my stuff was that good. Mm, give it up for all the not drunk people out there.
In the hair.
I guess we've got a
What
a
did I
tiny whoop
tell
in
you?
the hair. If you own a tiny whoop, if you have a wife, you already know those two combinations are the worst combinations. Tiny whoop in there. What did she say? Well, well, at least she's happy. At least she's got a smile on her face. I landed a tiny whoop in a girl's hair once, and
Not happy.
she thought her hair was made of gold or something.
So you got
She
double strand gold.
she didn't. I think it was a year I didn't talk to this girl, and we finally made our peace a few months ago. But for a while there, she really didn't like me because I landed a whoop in her hair. The most dangerous thing about the whoop is getting it in somebody. Is it getting it in the wife's hair? Actually, got my daughters this morning. Yeah. Well, just stay away. You can do You can get it in your daughter's hair all you want, but just stay away from the wife. Yeah.
Have you ever had a lipo fire?
Have I ever? I had a lipo fire on a tiny whoop.
On a tiny whoop?
Yeah.
Really?
That's the only lipo fire I've ever had. It was sitting on the bench. I plugged it in and I put it on the bench. 10 seconds later, it caught on fire.
Hey guys, remember where you parked your cars? If so, did you park?
Yeah, no, Robogenesis is all organic.
No robo.
No robot, even though he flies like a robot.
So I think that's the Forerunner.
Next time we.
I'm gonna go check.
Yeah, we got kids in the house, so
I'm gonna go look for you.
all shirts are staying on tonight.
Whoop. It happens.
So success. What? Let me get to this success question. I haven't flown. I've only flown a very large 9-inch 6S, and we didn't have much success with that. I get a lot of desyncs, so um, but the Racer 3 is a 5S, and it flies great. It weighs a kilogram, but it has 6-inch props, and it's made for TV. It's a great TV racer.
Realization.
How big was the
Jordan,
fire?
you
It
have a
wasn't.
Subaru WRX that's black?
It wasn't very big.
Sweet.
Lasted for about 10 seconds, and
I did not drive here today,
the real question is
Cars are
it
being moved,
pronounced whoop or whoop? Well, tiny whoop actually it comes from big whoop. Team Big Whoop was flying around a micro drone, and the joke was, "Oh, look at it! It's a tiny whoop," and that's where Tiny Whoop was born. Tiny Whoop came after Big Whoop. I have AAA gold. Removing the cell. What do I think about the unlimited cell count? Um, well, I flew a 5S today. I was getting better lap times. Um, I was flying for longer than 2 minutes. I think I like it. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Um, as long as the tracks don't get bigger. As long as we don't start thinking, Oh, we have bigger batteries. Let's make the tracks bigger. I mean, we're just going to run into the same problem if the tracks get bigger. We're just going to keep killing the batteries. I mean, if the tracks stay the same, I think a 5S will handle the tracks better than a 4 cell. So I like the new rule change. I just hope that it doesn't. Uh, and as far as like 6 cell, I think 6 cell is too much. You don't really need that much power on a track designed. Although Jordan, you like the 6 cell, don't you?
6 all day,
Yeah, but
and it wasn't any faster than
I
my
think
4S.
you have a little more experience with 6 cell, and it takes a little more like knowing what works and what doesn't. Whereas with 5 cell, most of the stuff that we have now, you can just throw like the Unify Pro and the a lot of the boards, the Hobby Wing, ESC, they all take 5 cell. You can just throw it all on and go.
Look at Cody. He just pulled out a little phone.
Yeah, it's pronounced whoop, not whoop.
Like, book.
Whoop. I'm gonna whoop.
All right, guys, let's get some pilots together. We're about to do
5S races. I
fire
don't think you need to
practice
buy new
and fire
batteries.
clothing. So if you want to get fire
I
form,
think if you feel like you're outgrowing your 4 cell batteries, maybe you need to buy some 5 cell batteries. But I always say apply speed to control. So
hey Drew,
when
aren't
you're
you that
when you're
17
racing,
kid?
you always want to go for
Are you that
control
17? Yeah,
before
sorry, I'm
you
that 7
get the
North kid.
speed.
Sorry.
Um,
E2, you're in. I
and
want
if you
E2,
can't
E6 or
have
there's extra
control with
colors,
5
extra
cell, then
focus.
you're not ready
Could
for
be
it.
6
So
LED hula hoopings or could be the 3.
uh, control is going to win you more races than speed will. That's my opinion.
Or both. Or both.
6S low KV, yeah, about at 1800 KV is what you're going to want to run with 6S.
So let's start to move outside. Remember
Thanks,
those
dude.
body LEDs? If you don't have them, let's talk. I got some
Well,
LEDs.
when
If
do
you guys
qualifiers
got some
start?
body
We're
LEDs.
talking about doing qualifiers tonight, but I'm not sure. Do you know when they're doing qualifiers? Are we starting qualifiers tonight?
Uh, my understanding is that qualifiers is starting tomorrow, and we're gonna start racing again in terms of practicing right now.
So just practice the rest of the night. Um, that should lead to some really good racing tomorrow, though. So it's how you go fast. Smooth is fast. I would agree. Which is why I pinch. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Hot glue over your flight control connectors. No, I don't. I just make sure I get a good solder. I always have my wires go inward rather than outward so that they don't get
Rob, I'm gonna sit next to you.
broken off. Yeah, we're gonna get into the track flying. We just got
Fire
You
dance
guys
still
ready to
going.
start making the move?
everybody's getting ready to fly again.
Make your way outside, gentlemen, ladies.
I predict it'll be another 2 minutes before we're flying, but not
I think
long.
they're going outside.
Oh, are we going outside?
I think they're going outside with the fire dancers.
Oh, they're gonna do some fire dancing outside. And I don't think we can take the live stream outside,
No, but
so
we can take it here.
uh, the video won't receive all the way in here, will it?
Not very well.
No. So okay, well we'll have to take a timeout on the flying. I'm sorry about that.
But we'll keep the live stream on.
Easiest way to remove tiny whip props.
Flathead underneath the prop. Tilt.
Uh, I like to use the flat or the flush cutters. Get the flush cutters in underneath it and pop them off.
Screwed
But
up a little bit on that. But with the
you tend to bend
yeah.
the props when you do
No,
that.
with the duct or something. I can go
Oh, you bend the duck, so a flathead works better. So get a flathead in underneath it and
Tiny Whoop has
pop
that
it off,
option.
huh? Let's see. How do you scroll up? I'm a little behind on the questions.
They're asking what KV was Jordan running today
What KV was Jordan running today at the track?
on 6S.
On 6S, he was running 1800 KV, I believe.
What KV
Somewhere
you
over
suggest
down.
for flying nighttime with groups? FX 900. It's got the best low light.
FX 900 has the best low light.
Easiest way.
You know, I don't think there's any difference. Well, I think there's a difference between thumbing and pinching, but I don't think there's an advantage, I should say.
No, it's whatever you're better
If
at.
you like to fly thumbs, then fly thumbs. If you like to pinch, then pinch. But I do think there's a different style. There's a different things happen when you start to pinch versus when you thumb. I think I've noticed a lot of the more twitchy, fast flyers in racing. They tend to be thumbers, but the smoother, some of the smoother flyers tend to be pinchers. But it's not always true. That's just kind of what I've noticed here.
We'll just keep it on the launch cam while Drew gets on fire.
And rates will help with that as well for sure, Rab. I switched from thumbs to pinching and will never look back. Transition was weird but worth it. Yeah, once again, just personal preference.
I have a question for you.
You got a question? Mike Chin has a hypothetical what if for me.
Would you rather fly 3-cell for the rest of time flying, or have dirt on your lens?
Would you rather fly a 3-cell for the rest of time,
or have dirt on your lens, your FPV lens,
or have dirt
GoPro lens?
on your FPV lens and your GoPro lens? Like a significant amount of dirt, or like enough to really just annoy you.
Yeah.
Got it. What I think I'd.
That's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Maybe I'd fly 3-cell with high KV.
Super high KV. And a
Super high KV with a super high C rating.
Come down pumping bags every day.
No, if it's got a high C rating, it won't puff.
You're wearing a rebel hat talking about C ratings.
There's C rating is it's a false security.
280. That's low.
Hybrid, yes. I actually do a hybrid pinch when I fly tiny whoops.
The Velociraptor?
Because it's auto level.
The Velociraptor?
Yeah.
Chris Thomas does a Velociraptor with 2
Oh
fingers.
boy, yeah. Yeah, Chris Thomas flies with it on his lap.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't. The only thing touching the transmitter is his
Fingers.
3 fingers.
Here,
Terrible.
I'm gonna go up to the live stream cam and show you.
Terrible method.
He does this. He sets it on his lap. And then
So this is what Chris Thomas does. He sets it on his lap like that. Yeah. Neck strap users. I'm actually a neck strap user. I didn't used to have a neck strap, but then when I started flying long range,
yeah, that's.
and it was cold, I like to put my hands in my pockets.
I've taken my hoodie string out of my hoodie to make a neck strap because I forgot my neck strap at home.
Yeah, well.
I actually drove home to go grab my neck strap because I got to the place and didn't have anything.
True C rating or inflated C rating? Lol. Yeah. Yeah. C rating is funny.
What's the C? I only have llamas on my batteries. And
That's why I go by llamas. Yeah. Please tell Drew to stop using Instagram. It's lagging the transmission. Yeah, Drew, he's not as heavy on the vlogging as I thought he would be.
so you're gonna try trying to tell us to tell Drew Camden not to social media.
Yeah, I don't think Drew's gonna stop using social media while he's here. That's what he does.
Does he find that line of sight?
I use a neck strap when I fly Los, but hate it when I fly FPV.
Flight test.
Yeah, I can neck strap when I race, or I can not.
I'm trying to think who does the
I try to stay versatile,
who does
you
the
know?
stand like this. Is it Zach?
I don't know.
Without a transmitter strap. I think it is.
I don't
I can't do it. I'm gonna see
I don't know.
Fire, I'll do that.
Am I going to Flight Fest Texas? I don't plan on it, no. I'll be doing DRL again this year, so those are the only races that I know I will be going to, and then there's a few that I enjoy going to, like nationals, of course, if I qualify, and all the other races to get me into nationals. So for the races for Tiny Whoop, most everybody here is flying in auto level mode, and the reason you do that is because when you hit obstacles, if you're not in auto level mode, or if you're in acro mode, when you hit those obstacles, you'll hit the obstacles, it'll flip you upside down, and you'll go straight to the ground. Also, there's not quite as much weight to thrust ratio on a Tiny Whoop. It's probably, what, 2 to 1? I don't know. It's not very much. So its recovery power is nominal. Not nominal. It's not good. Let's see, where are we at? It's Drew here? Yeah, Drew's here. What is all this live stream craze? I like to watch live streams when I'm bored, not doing anything. Or if I know it's going to be a great live stream, I'll watch it. So the DRL Racer for next year is the Racer 3, but it will have a few cosmetic upgrades. You will be able to tell which racer is which just by the color scheme, and they're really working hard on getting better understanding of the track, better understanding of which drone corresponds to which pilot. Yeah, they've been working really hard on that, and I think that every other year they'll do a hardware upgrade, and then years in between that they'll do software and kind of cosmetic upgrades. You're having a long-range get-together in June. Love long-range planes. What's your favorite? I don't like planes. Even though they do long-range great, I really like to try to push drones to their limits and see how far they can go. I've got a buddy out in Utah that he has done 13 miles round trip with a drone. That's pretty good. Pretty good. You're not going to be able to keep up with airplanes for sure, but 13 miles will get you to a lot of places, and we've had a lot of fun with that. Thank you, Provo, for commenting. Live streams are dope. Thank you. Someone take Provo out. Go fly, Provo. Ouch, Guillermo. Ouch. Haters gonna hate.
Damn you, Guillermo.
You just fly super low rates, not super rate. No super rate, lols. What do you think, Zach? Is Spectrum better for flying whoops?
Is Spectrum better for whoops?
Yeah.
The Inductrix boards only have Spectrum, so if you're going to want to fly a classic Tiny Whoop, you're going to need a Spectrum transmitter, otherwise you're going to have to fly a Betafly board.
Yeah, so Spectrum only the stock Inductrix board only runs off of Spectrum. So most people like the way that the Spectrum races in auto level, and I'm one of those people. I don't really, and I don't want to spend time tuning a Tiny Whoop board, really. So I stick with the stock, tried and true Spectrum. Yeah, I think all the other boards, when it comes to Tiny Whoop, isn't there latency? Isn't there latency involved with Free Sky?
Latency on the FR Sky, I believe the FR Sky boards are running PPM instead of a digital protocol, so I believe there is quite a bit.
Yeah, so with Free Sky,
Except for I think some of the new ones are probably.
there's latency because they run PPM.
That was at least the original. I'm not sure about
Yeah, I haven't really tried anything new as far as Spectrum and Tiny Whoop. Get a module for DSMX for a Tyrannus? Yeah, I think there's latency involved in that. And latency anywhere is bad. Well, I don't like latency. Of course, latency, when you say that, that's a relative term. How much latency?
It's generally bad for flying.
You fly iBus, but I like it. I've never touched long range. Oh, you'll get there. What just happened? I did. I clicked back.
Is there latency for S-Bus? Yes, everything inherently has latency. You
Yeah.
can process things and interpret
Yeah.
things. It's just that S-Bus is a much lower latency than other protocols such as PPM.
Did you?
Cute. Should we kiss to talk?
Did you? They can't see what. Oh,
They
jeez.
can.
You just made it. Oh, they can see us. Hi.
What's up,
Hi.
guys?
Hi. Let's see. Is there any questions we missed? Spectrum Browns. Spectrum Browns too easy. Yeah, but you're flying Tiny Whoops. You're not going too far away. I haven't had issues with brownouts. The new B Drone FC rocks. Might have to give it a try. So when it comes to 7-inch, your biggest concern isn't going to be your frame. In fact, I don't know how to fly 7-inch successfully, because if you fly 7-inch just to get the range and you don't really care about filming, you know, you can fly anything, but there's never, it's really hard to get the 7-inch jitters out of a 7-inch rig.
Basically, there's no really good 7-inch prop yet. They all cause vibrations and frequencies that sort of freak out and trip out the flight controller, and generally cause a decent amount of jello in your system.
I've got the new 7-inch HQs coming. No, it's not from the balance.
Balance and flight, it's all they flex too much.
What about the new Crossfire Micro on a newbie drone? I think that's completely unnecessary. I think your Spectrum system can outfly the range of the battery anyway, so it's kind of funny that, I don't know, some people might be pushing the limits of a tiny whoop, but
I think you'd have to go to a brushless whoop at that point, like something in that range.
a brushless whoop maybe,
You need
yeah.
enough power to fight wind, because there's no use for crossfire.
Maybe if you use the wind to get further away,
Oh, there's a call.
you did a one-way whoop, then the
That's an
Crossfire.
expensive one-way whoop.
It's at least $45. Ooh,
Yeah, plus the whoop.
plus the whoop. No, nobody here is using the Crossfire Micro. I think the only reason you'd want to run the Crossfire Micro is with the Crossfire protocol, but
I mean, if you're looking to run crossfire for racing and you're not ever really going to go and try to push the limits of range and whatnot, then a crossfire micro is a great solution. It goes, I think, is it 100 milliwatts or 200 milliwatts? I can't remember. But either way, at 100 milliwatts with crossfire, you're going to be able to go multiple miles.
I think they're talking about the new micro transmitter.
That's a nano crossfire receiver.
Oh, you're right, it is a nano Crossfire. My bad,
Micro
my
crossfire
bad.
would be the basic.
Someone at the race using the Crossfire Micro, I guess that would just mean, nobody here is using
No one
Crossfire.
runs crossfire with tiny whoops.
I use Crossfire for racing 5-inch.
Yeah.
It's great. You can use the Crossfire protocol.
Tiny whoop?
This looks like old Gravy Leg FPV says
Ignore Mike
that.
Chin, he doesn't know what he's doing.
It's just because I could.
Yeah.
So it
Why not?
looks like Alien Whoops are using the CRSF protocol, huh? Check out Gap of
Yeah, it's-
Doom.
It's definitely doable, but I feel like it seems like a silly prospect, and you could probably have a better system.
Completely silly. You can't even use the 25 milliwatts.
Yeah, exactly. HD cams for tiny whoops.
Should we look at the? Should we try to see if there's any video?
VR cam that's really heavy that ends up being decent. You don't get any breakup in it.
Yeah, they're seeing this, but yeah, this is what's going on outside.
A lot of awesome.
Can't really pick up any transmission, so
Yeah, we got a few brick walls here.
looks like they're kind of
Fire dancers.
flying around the fire dancers outside. Oh, look at that! We saw a little glimpse of.
A little glimpse into the.
Oh. Let's go to 4 pilots. Oh.
What if, like,
This is almost as exciting as watching DVR footage.
you lifted it up and it, no.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go back to the lounge.
Yeah,
HD
HD cams would be great for the tiny whoop, but we're sort of at a weight deficit at this point, so any additional weight really kills the performance of a whoop. Because they already weigh so little, so any small amount you add is actually a large percentage of the overall weight. So if we could get an HD cam that would work, like say somehow there's a split that is tiny whoop size and weight, then potentially, but at this point it just doesn't exist.
There is a DVR camera that is small enough for a Whoop that the guy who did the Whoop around the world used
Yeah.
that records without the static, which it does look a lot higher quality, but it's still heavy as hell. And it's like, it's good for like getting shots of things that you wouldn't normally get, but it's not good for like racing or anything performance.
We got a question up here, Zach, about Project Mockingbird. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, Project Mockingbird is a series of beta flight settings to make the beta flight boards fly more like the induction board. It's pretty close, but there's
Oh,
a
okay.
bunch of different characteristics to the beta flight boards that make it not exactly the same.
So it makes beta flight boards fly more like the Inductrix stock board.
But it's, what I've noticed just from the guys running it here is the beta flight doesn't seem to crash as like the stock boards. Because when you crash on a stock board, you can kind of power through it sometimes, and the beta flight boards get knocked off pretty hard when they crash.
I've noticed that too. We only tested Betaflight boards early on. I don't know much about Mockingbird, but Betaflight and the crash recovery with Tiny Whoops doesn't seem to exist at all. I mean, the problem sort of lies in Betaflight is designed to fly a 5-inch quad, and that's the middle of the bell curve. We ran into a similar problem trying to fly our Titan drone, which is a giant drone, where it's just outside of what Betaflight was designed for. So anytime you leave that 5-inch range, the further away you get from it, the worse it is.
What did you guys end up using in the Titan? Beta flight. How did it end? No, I'm just joking.
Let me show you.
DX6E, what's that?
Are you saying is it DXE or DX60?
I would get the DX6E
It has a screen, right?
because it has a screen and a computer, and if you want to go to a larger mini quad, it's easy to transfer over. The DXE, it's a decent starter transmitter for $60 that you can get up in the air with, and there is an app that you can adjust the settings, but a lot of it is kind of a headache versus in this, like, just with a stock, Spectrum computer transmitter, you can just click, and there's a lot of guides for it. Like, setting up idle up has been a nightmare on DX60, or on the DXE. The DX60 is solid since it has the screen, you can change it. It just doesn't have, I think the DX6 has diversity in the handle, and the DX6E doesn't. So that's the big difference I've noticed between the two. There's also, the gimbals are slightly different too. The DX6E has like cheaper gimbals, but they're still solid. It's a definite headache though, trying to set up a mini quad on a DXE, because you have to it's like using the app on the IX12s, but you have to plug it in and do a bunch of weird stuff to it, and the app doesn't really seem to work as well as I'd hoped.
So I saw a question about how you feel about brushless micro quads. Me personally, I don't really care for brushless micro quads.
Owned one recently?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
Kinda
the new
fun.
brushless micro quads are absolutely blowing my mind. Because we've tried them a while back and they were terrible. We started with like Rotor X stuff, original 1106 rides using Adams. Terrible. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, it was not very fun to fly them, but it was awesome to be tiny. So we've been wanting to do this for a while. And now, with the Baby Hawk R out, that thing I'm crazy impressed. We tested it with a 2-inch Baby Hawk R. We went 95 miles an hour. That's insane. It's a 2-inch quad.
I have a little actually it's a 3-inch quad that's like, it feels like the Millennium Falcon. It's got like 4 different ESCs on it. It shakes all over the place, but it's fast. And
Baby Hawks are so soft.
yeah, I have a 2.5 that started out as an Aurora 90, which is like a really cheap quad, but I've just like moved it to a different frame and everything. It flies like a little mini quad, but I wish I got a little bit more flight time out of it.
But the real question is, do you think that they will start winning races?
On the right track.
It's going to be highly dependent on track. We see that right now with 5-inch quads. Motors, batteries, and propellers almost change per track. So I do think small quads have the potential to be highly competitive. It's just,
It's hard with the flight time on small ones, because like, if you're pushing hard, it's kind of hard to get that last lap on the little tiny batteries if you're trying to stay fast. I've just noticed that. It has to be
The small batteries definitely have some bigger issues right now. They sag out a lot. The quality of them is quite a bit lower. But I think what we need to do with all of our quads, if we can up the voltage, they will all fly a lot better.
We've been on that for like a year.
I've been on it for a year.
Last year,
what? I started a debate, and guess what? I got it changed.
All I'm gonna say is, last year at this event, I have Anum sitting here going, 6S is the future, low KV, it's more efficient, and then I'm sitting here on Facebook like a year later going, I heard this last year. Like, what?
Hey, but I started that debate on multi-GP, and guess what? We got a vote, and the rules changed. We did it.
Yep. I feel like it opens up more innovation across the entire. If we stay with 4S, it's gonna get stagnant. There's only so many things you can improve upon right now in that situation, I think. And we're already kind of pushing the limits super hard. What did it say? Oh, no problem.
No problem, Keith.
I think we have people about to go up in here. We can switch to pilot cams now.
Not quite.
Oh, not quite.
Not quite.
You sure?
No.
Not quite.
Well, when I walk
Looks like we got a few pilots flying around headquarters. We're done with the fire dancers, I guess.
And track time has begun again.
Yeah.
Except for this guy's going back.
Track time has kind of began. So this is the beauty of Tiny Whoop, is you can set up a track inside your house, inside your office. You can fly it around your kids, your dogs, your...
You can accidentally get Dean in the face 1,000 times.
You can face punch your wife, just don't get it in her hair.
The last time I tried to show how awesome I was at line of sight, I got a whoop stuck in my girlfriend's hair. Real bad.
Did she break up with you?
No.
Needless to say, you weren't awesome at line of
No,
sight.
I was not line of sight. I was showing this new guy like locally. I was like, yeah, dude, line of sight's awesome. I'm so shit. Right into her hair. That alien movie is not getting great video.
We got an alien whoop on camera 1.
It's probably running Mockingbird. Yeah, it is. Looks like it.
He looks a little confused as to the track layout, but
He's been flying all day.
nice. He's down.
Bottom left is doing the track. There's a lot of people on the way. Oh, no, he's not.
Lexi, that's something you're gonna have to email to ask about. Generally, they prefer you order online and get it shipped. That's a very direct question, so you'd have to ask support if that's something you can arrange.
Did they hear that? Email Mike Chan at support@tinywhoop.com and he'll give you an answer. Where is camera 4 at? He's like,
He's in the shrine down here.
oh, he's in the shrine under the stairs. Didn't even see that. We got some Ladrip fans.
Yeah, last time I saw Ladrib, he headed outside to fly with the fire dancers. No idea where he is now. I'll make sure I pluck out his purple hair. He's sleeping at our house tonight, so what should we draw on his face? Tell us in chat.
Provo favorite obstacle. I really like the what is it called? The Pentagon mirror. I really like ducking down into it, and then as you exit, you spin around 180 and pop up to the hoops up top. I really like that part. I also really love the dragon. It was an obstacle. Well, the whole course last year was a. Well, there we go. Yeah. So the whole course last year was made up of the dragon, and so it gives a little bit of memories flying through that section of the track. Can somebody take a trip
Before he puts on his makeup. Yeah, we can do a Drib Uncovered episode.
Jesse's trying to organize something.
Alright, what do we got Jesse doing? Jesse's giving away some prizes here. Something sparkly.
We got a wild lunchbox.
Oh. Talking about doing hide and seek, maybe. Hide and seek with Tiny Whoops.
Oh my gosh, that game was really fun. The first time we played hide and seek with Tiny Whoops, it was a drinking game. It made it a lot of fun. Basically, we hide some kind of object within Tiny Whoop headquarters, and a couple people take off in their Tiny Whoops, and you have to race around and try to find it. The first person to land on the obstacle or the item we hid gets to win the round. So think we're gonna get a few of these rounds going and see how it goes.
Provo, you're on F2. Now I need an E6. E6. We got E6. All right, pilots, get ready. Blake, you're gonna be looking.
He may have tattooed his eyeliner on him. I haven't seen him put him
There's a weird thing. He goes to bed before all of us start at night. I think there's something.
Straight floor dance. Straight floor dance or both.
Turn off the I'm not going to touch his computer.
Don't lose it, don't play. That's the rule. Like, if you accept the terms,
Tag.
then you're out.
Oh, it's because we're on the stage.
Alright. Straight dance or shave your head. Those are your options. I want to see it dance. We got 4 pilots.
Yeah, I think it's very helpful to get a whoop before you get a 5-inch.
One of the 4 pilots, it's pretty much time to put your goggles on.
Good call, Luxy. But well, there's more expensive stick time and less expensive stick time. I think Tiny Whoop is one of the cheapest. Even if you're the best pilot in the world, 5-inch flying is going to be cheaper than flying is the cheapest way to go. Tiny Whoop is the next best way to go. You get that real world, real life experience. I don't know of any PS3 simulators. And airplane games aren't the same because they don't have the same controller.
Anybody want to pick a channel? First one in the bucket wins the box.
How much pot?
No. The pot, not So we will not be racing tonight. Tonight is just practice. Qualifying will start in the morning, possibly the early afternoon.
Yeah, the way we do it here with Big Whoop and Tiny Whoop is a little bit, you know, like when everyone shows up and we're ready to go, we'll get it going. You know, we'll get it done when it counts. So this is just everyone. We're together. We're having fun. We are living the Tiny Whoop dream.
Who's on F7?
We want to share that with everyone out there. You know, Tiny Whoop is about friends and fun.
Scott Keith just What's up? Lunchbox bets on E6. We need one more gambler. What's the remaining channel? No, E2. Who's E6? Oh, it's Dean. Who's got a poker chip?
So we're gonna do.
No. We need one person to bet on Dean to win. Who's got a chip with a little bit of faith in Dean? My man Dean. That's good enough. Yeah, throw it in. Alright, we'll just pretend it's in. Pilots, we need you guys to sit together.
So the Tiny Whoop headquarters is based in Loveland, Colorado. The first Tiny Whoop World Champions was held in Kentucky, and it was just like a Super Bowl where you guys got together.
It wasn't even supposed to be a World Championship. It sort of happened after the fact. We all had an Airbnb. We were there for the first Mega Caverns Underground race. And we all had Tiny Whoops, so, you know, every night we got back, set up a course, and just started racing. It was pretty crazy. I think Joe Scully was able to announce that one, and Tiny Whoop World Championship was born.
You don't have to turn your clock together until you have an exercise last year.
Another what?
You got
The video
to
from last year was coming out.
first.
Oh, the video was found.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I thought the video of last year's championship was lost.
So it's time to hide the goggles down, pilots. Alright, their goggles are down. Now we're gonna
You know, I believe the first Super Bowl wasn't even filmed.
make it look
I
like
think.
we're hiding, okay?
And now the
I don't know where we are. I'm not quite ready. I still need to hide it. Pilots, power on. Door vehicle.
They're physical chips put on behind you.
Wait till I say go.
all powered on now. Sorry, Mike. What's the game they're playing here?
Pilots, are you ready?
Playing hide and go seek. Do you have any idea how the game is played?
Right, so the way the game is played is we hide an object.
Here we go.
I believe it's like a glowing crystal cup. It has been hidden somewhere within HQ. The 4 pilots are going to take off and have to find this object. The first pilot to find it wins. So it's, use your tiny whoop to find it. It's a scavenger hunt. Very classic game. Oh,
Anybody find it yet?
everyone's scavenging around.
see
I
it.
don't think Andrew has it, guys.
I really like what camera 1 is doing. Top left is looking good.
Yeah.
I like top left.
Oh,
Oh, never mind.
yeah, crashing sort of takes you out of this game a bit. All time.
Proving to be more difficult than.
Well, I mean, when you hide
It
a
should
glowing
be.
object in a glowing track.
I think it's harder than last week's hide and go game.
You were true. Where would you hide it?
So the first time we ever played this game, fun fact, you know those little inline shooters that you can do like
He's gonna be dancing.
that was what we'd hide in the room. And whoever found it, their opponent had to drink it.
So you turned it into a drinking game.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And we're looking for a flashing crystal cup. There it is! There it is! Top left! Top left found!
Oh my god! Charlie takes it. Who's gonna get second place? We've got 3 losers. Who's gonna find it? This game is not over.
Well, I wish we had instant replay. That was exciting. We could have rewound that.
That could have been
Could have been very exciting. They're looking for the LED lit.
if you look at camera 1, it's the thing on the left half of the screen. It's the glowing goblet.
Yes, you see that blinking light on top left. That's what they're looking for.
No one else has found it?
Nobody's close.
Somebody's really close.
It's under Jesse's desk.
Someone feels like flying score.
So
Oh, he's looking.
nobody's really looking in that area. We got camera 3 looking in the inventory.
We're getting close to the inventory. It's here. It's where
Yeah, it's also a race against the clock. You know, you only have a couple minutes of battery.
Top right found it. Top right found it, but he didn't see it.
Oh my god. It's so hard. The entire track looks just like what you're looking for.
Oh, bottom
How do you
left
find
found it. Bottom left! That is the man McCain Campbell. Who's top left anyways? Who's top left?
The game was actually
Jesse, who's our winner?
1 winner, 3 losers. Our winner tonight was Charlie. This is
Charlie?
not watch 3 people drink, dance, or shake their heads. Who's up first?
Charlie,
No, you cannot.
over there on the couch
Let's start with McKay.
with the alien whoop, gets it.
That's the guy who hand makes the alien boards.
He hand makes the alien whoop boards.
Laboratories. He doesn't even draw some
Really?
pieces. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyone has questions, black box.
Why would you do that?
And smart audio support for the new unified.
So not only is he good at finding flashing cups,
Within a flashing wonderland.
oh, okay.
Precision is this man's game.
Get it going. McKay's gonna step onto the stage right now. He's gonna fail on the greatest time of party ever. Well done, that. Get him going. Get him
Oh,
going.
the two
Come on.
biggest guys
All
in the building are about to play.
Alright, wait, let's get a boxing match. Alright, we've got McKay versus Drew Camden. Come on, get in the ring, boys! Alright, squaring up. Fight! Oh! Alright, Drew throws down the first move. What's next?
Everybody stare at McKay.
Here we go.
I don't like this.
Accepting lap dances.
It looks like he's looking for something. He feels a little lost.
Failing on this bet.
I think they're having a dance. What does he have to do?
I'm not sure. I think the losers have to do some kind of real embarrassing dance.
Can we set up a track with people using arms and legs?
That's a great idea.
I've done it and almost got stuck in a little girl's hair. It was at that DR1 thing.
Oh,
At
yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings. This little girl with like McKay hair that was curly was holding up holding up her arms, and I almost crashed into it and felt like an idiot. They're gonna slow it down.
Boo!
McKay!
Boo! Everyone throw their shoes! Boo!
The dance off.
So he was supposed to do his sexy dance, and he didn't do it. So public shaming.
Yeah. A common thing among mini quad pilots is when you do something embarrassing or people are upset, you take your shoes off and you throw them at them. It's real fun to do. So McKay got a few shoes from Drew, just so you know we could publicly embarrass him. Yeah, that's an embarrassment to Tiny Whoop pilots. So we want you to send your best Tiny Whoop dancing videos to support@tinywhoop.com.
That works.
And we will make a compilation to shame McKay into the
I'll
past.
make sure they get to Jesse. So yeah, send them to support a Tiny Whoop. Any of your
Jesse!
Jesse. Hey. Oh, he gave us just a second finger. So. You can see the orifice real good from here.
It actually looks really cool on camera.
And,
It looks like the arc reactor from Iron Man, but red. So it's like evil Iron Man.
I can see that. Are we doing track time or are we doing NASCAR? Look at the 4 pilots. I think it's working. Wow. I'm about to
if you're just joining us, let's give you a good look of the track. We've got up above us here, we've got the Dragon. This is a piece of the track from last year.
We're running it in reverse.
In fact, I don't think it hasn't been taken down since last year, am I right?
A little bit, and we're running it backwards.
So we're running it backwards from last year. It's just a little piece from last year, 53 gates instead of 200, so 209. Great feature, very technical, very, it tries everything.
Yeah, you gotta go up,
throttle management,
down, and stay
up
in.
and down and stay inside. It's awesome.
The worst part is if you get knocked out of the tube by someone passing you over top.
Yes.
So you get knocked right out, and getting in between those gates can be kind of difficult.
Then we've got the tunnel. The tunnel of love, I think, is what we've been calling it. I like to stay to the left so you can just
you can shoot
cut right down into under the table.
If you swing too wide, you hit your streaming turn.
We're talking about this.
Cody wants all the attention of the live stream, so we're gonna go to the lounge cam.
Lounge cam. Something going on in the lounge. We got Cody. He's going for a world record of 29 stickers stuck.
Jesse.
Is signing up for F2 for the next round.
Alright, so we're gonna have everybody send in their dancing move videos to Shane McKay.
Go, Cody. So we'll put them together.
All right, so we just got confirmation from Jesse. If you send embarrassing or amazing Tiny Whoop dance videos, we will make an edit and publicly shame McKay for not stepping up to his bet. That is support@tinywhoop.com. Send those amazing and embarrassing Tiny Whoop dance videos.
Favorite canopy?
Alright, so Mike's holding up his favorite canopy to the camera. I'm not even sure what this one's called. Oh, I know what this one's called. This one's called the Wacky Tobacco Canapicky. The Wacky Tobacco Canapicky.
Okay. I call it the cantaloupe.
The cantaloupe. It's a local Colorado favorite.
The Pentagon Mirgate is delicate. I don't think you could ever ship it.
Can Jesse sell his Pentagon Mirrorgate? I'm gonna say that is probably not even an option. If you get 5 long mirrors yourself, you could make one.
That one is the phone stream. That is really bad. We can sign into it. It lags really bad.
It's not worth it.
I wish we had like 4 more cameras around this thing. Like one in the back over there.
Yeah.
Grab your gear. What's your channel? What?
What are they doing?
We got an F7. If there's anyone else on E6. There it is. Someone's always betting on Cove and
What game are they Alright, hide and seek, guys.
Find the blinking light.
Nobody's up.
that's me. Where are you? He's coming. Anyone else on E6?
No problem on the live stream. It's fun to do. We've been practicing for 2 days now. Ali M5 or All M5. I don't know how you say your name, but I think tomorrow we're doing qualifying and then finals at night. Best antenna. That's very. Yeah, it's like depends on what you're doing and what exactly you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, on top of that, your receiver quality can be a huge dictator of that. Depending
Receiver,
on which,
transmitter.
which fat shark goggles you have, there are different receivers you can use. So I'm not sure. It'd be a very specific question. There's lots of different settings.
That is a very good antenna. There's nothing wrong with the Triumph. That's what I use on my quads.
Let's go red. Go red.
Huh? What is the 2018 kit?
I'm not sure what the 2018. Okay, you have V3 Dominators.
Yeah, with the next wave probably then.
Oh, with the next wave. The next wave modules, it's an iffy
Yeah.
module, so I wouldn't expect an antenna to necessarily fix your video with that receiver. You know, there's plenty of other great receivers out there. I think the Clearview receiver is by far the best. Very pricey though, so if you're looking to save some money, other great receivers are the LaForge and the
LaForge just
Trudy.
came out with the OSD too.
Yeah, so the LaForge V4 now has an OSD
Yeah,
in your
it shows
screen.
your channel changing when you're changing it. It shows you antenna RSSI in the top left corner if you enable it. It has a bunch of different stuff. It has an LED data pad, so you can run LEDs on your goggles as long as you wear in a 5-volt. It's really nice. But the Clearview is awesome, and I'm jealous of every single person who has it in their goggles.
Yeah, I need to get one.
I know. I was watching somebody else's like with their goggles, and it's like, oh okay, it's like that.
Anybody else want to bet?
Yeah, Aaron, if you want to do it right, the best goggle module is the Clearview. It just came out, so they're sort of tricky to get your hands on. But, you know, if you plan on flying for, you know, the next year, 2 years, 3 years, that is one of the goggle modules that will keep you flying for a long time. And you'll be really happy with the quality. So, you know, it's one of those things that you got to decide. Is it worth it? And then you got to just sort of figure out how long you're going to fly with it, and if you ever plan on updating.
Yeah, if you're a weekend pack guy, like you don't really need a Clearview. But if you fly every single day, that it's a huge benefit, and you're gonna love it. Nobody's even plugged in. What are we doing? We got one on this channel. What channel is it? You have a tiny sticker.
Yeah, Aaron, so, I mean, if you're just flying tiny whoops, I don't know if you necessarily would need a Clearview. Clearviews are, like, very high-end modules made for people trying to push, you know, the limits of range, or they're in very noisy racing environments. So, like, yeah, so if you're starting to move into 5-inch stuff, you know, I would start considering a Clearview maybe a little bit down the road when that's something you know you want to pursue and you know you want to be part of a lot. So, you know, it's sort of a give and take. If your system and equipment's working well right now, keep learning with that, because every single receiver you have is going to have some kind of noise and some kind of interference, and that's part of the game. That's something you have to learn and deal with. The Clearview module is very close to the ground station. It's an amazing thing, but it is not 100% the same as the ground station. It uses different components, but it uses a lot of the same core technologies.
And before anyone says it, they fixed the black and white DVR thing. So there was an issue with black and white DVR, and what it was caused by, what I'm understanding, is the splash screen of the Clearview is in black and white, so it tricked the DVR into thinking that you need to record in black and white, and they've gotten rid of the splash screen. So unless you got like the original like first like 20 or 50, I'm pretty sure you can like splash screen. I have a technical question for you. With Clearview, because I've seen both of them debate back and forth, do you personally use the same antennas? Oh, you don't have one, never mind.
I have a ground station.
Okay. Do you personally use the same antennas on it, or do you use a mixture of antennas, like a patch and a Omni?
So I've done both with Clearview. I've not really noticed a difference, but I've sat down with Clearview a bunch, and I know how it works at a very base level. So the way Clearview works at a base level is it's not a traditional diversity receiver. It doesn't swap between A and B receivers. What Clearview is doing is it's using a bunch of very smart algorithms to do something called signal reconstruction. So by looking at two receivers you're going to have different data. Even if you have the same antennas and same everything, you're going to have slightly different data coming in. So by using that and knowing the type of information they're expecting, which is a PAL or an NTSC signal, they can reconstruct a bad signal, something that has noise and interference in it, and create a cleaner image. They do this by having two sets of data instead of one set of data. So a traditional diversity receiver, it just checks signal strength, which signal strength does not dictate signal quality. So the whole goal behind Clearview is to pick and select a higher signal quality and build a better signal if they can. Right, with it, well, there's latency to every system. They have a very minimal amount of latency due to custom silicone and custom hardware that they have specifically made.
Yeah, I know where it is too.
All right, so we're going for another round of hide and seek right now. Yeah, they're looking for a bull.
I don't think anyone will find it.
I like bottom right's strategy of putting a light on.
Oh, do
that's
we
Code Red's
look at that? So we got Code Red. He has a headlight that's absolutely not working. On top of that, they're looking for a glowing thing inside of a glowing course.
Yeah, I know where it's at. It's actually pretty close to us. But they'll never find it.
I am Keith. I'm pretty sure no one right now is flying the DVR VTX. Everyone here, everyone here is here to race, and I don't think adding the extra weight really would benefit anyone here. Code Red is camera 4, the bottom right.
He might find it. He's underneath your chair. Watch out.
So the trick to this one is you sort of have to have been to Tiny Web headquarters quite a few times. Otherwise, finding the entrance will be near impossible. Oh, we have someone really close. Bottom left. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Does he see it? Oh, Code Red with the win. Finding. So where this one was, this was hidden. This is something. Oh, we have someone else? Do we have someone else? No, okay.
He has to fly into the ball.
Gotcha. So what this is called the shrine. So underneath the stairwell in the Tiny Web headquarters, Jesse has set up a shrine. It's tons of mirrors all over the walls, all over the floors, and there used to be, what was it, like a baby Buddha statue or something in the middle of this. So this was called the shrine. This is a very, very well hidden place that not many people would ever look to find.
Bump the stream and unplug it all, trying to get them. Someone's in there. Yeah. No, he found it. Yeah, he knew it. He's coming back.
Alright guys, no one else has found this. All Code Red has to do is land in the bowl. Land in the bowl with the flashing object and he wins. Woo! There we go, Code Red makes it in. That is right, you heard it. He makes it in.
The other people don't even know where to look. That's the fun part. How does he know about that spot, Cody? Should I get him? You want to reach in there and grab him? No. What should we do? I don't know. What does the stream want to see? What does the live stream want to see?
You guys want to see racing? You want to see games?
You want to see people rip the track? Do you want to see Drew Camden's blue hair?
Do you want to see us shave Drew Camden's blue hair off?
You want to see us shave McKay Kimball's brown hair off?
Do you want us to shave Lunchbox's beard to match his balding head?
That would be pretty cool. Let me go get Cody so he can get out of the spot.
So guys, what's up? What can we do next? We can go back to practice.
Hey, you should see you can do the track with one person on each side of the controller.
Oh, two-man pilot.
Yeah.
Jesse, Jesse, team piloting.
Two-man pilot race. That's the
All right, so this is a favorite of ours. So basically, what we're gonna do now is there's gonna be 2 pilots per tiny whoop. Yeah, you heard me correct. 2 pilots per tiny whoop. So what you do is you find your best friend, you sit as close as you can to him, and one of them gets the left stick, the other gets the right stick. This is one of the most fun races. All you're doing is, yeah, it's a team race, and all you do is you fight your teammate the whole time and you crash so much. So this is pretty cool. This is something that we've done for a while now. We even do it with mini quads. I think me and Jordan actually won a multi-GP chapter race doing this in Bakersfield. So this is some good fun, and this is something we did last year. So we're doing it again this year.
Oh, they're probably in there.
Alright, Chase, who you want? Who's your partner? Alright, we got Chance and Adrian, one more team of pilots. Can they do it? Let's get one more.
So we got Ashton McKay, Chance, and who was it? Adrian. We have Lunchbox, it looks like, and his buddy, but I'm not really sure who the other team is.
We got another spot for a 2-person team.
And maybe Team Alien? What are the teams? So we got McKay and Ashton.
We got McKay and Ashton. We've got
McKay and Ashton.
And we got Chance and Adrian.
Chance and Adrian, and we need one more team, so who's it gonna be? I don't know. Looks like we had 2 of our teams ready to go. Charlie, are you doing the team race? I think we need one more team.
Chance, you ready? Have a seat, Chance.
I wish there was more people in the tunnel, because the tunnel looks so cool. Especially with those glasses on. I just watched Dean try to subtly put a sticker on Cody's back and fail horribly. He like didn't know what to do. I know, I have a bunch on me. I had a bunch on my hat too that I pulled off. Oh, there's another one on my hat that I have to pull off.
Alright, Adrian. The course is gonna be the red gate.
Alright, so we got the red gate.
The tunnel of love.
The tunnel of love.
What should we do? Let's just say. So guys, after what we're gonna do, I'm only gonna say this once, guys. After we go through the kaleidoscope, we're gonna go through to a switch on top of the kaleidoscope and back to the station.
It's better than a LAN party. Unless you're, I don't know, A-Nub might like LAN party better. Do you think a LAN party or a Tiny Whoop party is better?
Tiny whoop party, man. For sure. Every day of the week.
What if it was a Rocket League LAN party?
Tiny whoop party.
I've heard you're a beast at Rocket League.
Oh yeah, Rocket League's a great game, man.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if we got some pilots lit up. Looks like Ashton McKay. So let's go to their channel for a second. Is that a barefoot Jesse?
Notice Jesse with a white sock, one black sock.
Ooh, a relay race. That could be cool.
Jesse had to wake up really fast this morning.
Yeah.
Run into the shop.
Yeah, no, you had to get here early.
Well, yesterday morning we were getting the last few things ready. I was like sitting here going, where are you? And like, he was like calling Cody going, oh,
All right, so it looks like we got Cody and Neutron as a team. We got 8 players, 4 teams.
Neutron and Cody.
Neutron and Cody.
Versus McKay and Ashton. Versus Lunchbox and Platinum. Versus Freefall and Adrian. I think Freefall and Adrian.
It's not gonna work.
This is a skill that you do not just pick up. It's something you have to do multiple times.
You better be
so-
good friends with your homie.
Oh yeah.
Or you, yeah.
The real question is, do you pitch or do you throw?
Hey, no practicing.
Wait, who's pitching?
Awesome. Did you guys do this DRL? Did you guys do this DRL? No. It would be hard. It would be brutal with
we did
big
this in
ones.
2015 at multi-GP national. Me and Jordan went to an actual multi-GP chapter race.
Wow.
Okay, so we've lost all cams for now. Let's see what's going on. Lounge cam.
Oh my god. I didn't go to bed 2 seconds.
It's been me the last 3 nights.
This event is like 3 or 4 days, I believe.
3 or 4 days of absolutely zero sleep.
0 sleep because we stay up till 3 in the morning because everyone wants to try to run the course without anyone
Not even that,
here.
everyone's like,
No, that's what you were doing.
Yeah, well, I was trying to run the course with everyone.
everyone just wants to chitter chatter all day.
And then you wake up at 8 a.m. because you're like, you know, if I get in there early, I might get a couple extra packs in.
Like your man.
No, I woke up this morning to go to that multi-GP event and then
Get in early after
went back to sleep immediately.
Yeah, like, I'm not doing that. We woke up late. I went and got eggs and hash browns and sausage and made a sick breakfast for everyone. We just chilled until like 4 o'clock. Just chilled,
rolling
flew
in.
the backyard, had a good time.
Alright, we got some
Today,
co-pilots.
Jordan and them were up north, or out in Longmont.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
You didn't show up.
Yeah, me, Andrew, Drew, Noah.
Oh, we're getting some video. Alright, let's see what's going on here. That is a bright headlight. I'd be pissed if that was my teammates. Whoop, that bright headlight on there. I know.
I feel it. It's like tight.
And number 4, we went to them. Jason, it looks like it's his first. Yeah, do you want to talk?
What's up, guys? Milk here. I'm doing stuff. No, I don't want that stuff.
He doesn't want to
I don't
talk.
want as much as I wanted. Am I taking you?
Alright, I'll take. I'm here. I'll take over.
It's just Mike Chin and Moke talking to you. Well, I have he's super close to his so you can hear me good. Hi. How you guys doing?
All right, pilot.
What's up, stream?
First one to comment, Mike Chin flies tiny whoops better than regular quads, wins a sticker
That's
on them.
that's
Next time I see
that's a true fact.
Is it?
Yeah, I think I do fly tiny wings better than regular quads.
Here we go. Tiny Whoop team
The
racing
event
takes
lasts until
place in
tomorrow?
round 1. Is everybody
Are we on
ready?
the right
Yeah.
channels?
I'm gonna
Yep.
take that as a yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, they're all
3,
just
2, 1.
All right, team race. Let's go. I don't. Oh, it's lagging a little bit, but. Oh my God, top left is killing it.
Oh, top right was not killing it.
Yeah, these guys are doing great.
Oh my gosh!
Amazing.
Now, mind you, there are 2 pilots per transmitter. If you look over at the lounge cam,
Somebody check. Are they
you'll
keeping
see
going?
they are flying
Tell me what's
together,
up, John Dolan.
one hand on each side of the remote. Let's go back to the.
John Dolan.
You
John
got the
Dolan.
Yeah.
Watch their hands. Tell me if they're cheating.
Oh my gosh, they're making it through the Berkeley Tech
Call it
gates.
out when you get 1 lap done.
Wait until they get into the dragon, though.
Are they doing the dragon?
That looks like a lap for someone.
Are they not gonna do the dragon?
I don't think they're doing the dragon because it's impossible. They're getting good at it. Look how,
No, that's
like,
solid.
It's amazing.
like
They're all none of them are cheating at all.
once again, look at the lounge cam. they are together as a team. Look at bottom right over here. They're like sitting there just holding the.
It's amazing.
Look how good. Look, hairpin. Are they going to the dragon? No, no, they're skipping the
Not
dragon.
going to the
From the
dragon.
tunnel up to the kaleidoscope. You're not doing well. We're doing normal laps, except after the kaleidoscope.
And then back. Yeah. Oh my god.
I can't believe how fast the first channel's getting.
Right? Who is it?
I think it's McKay and Ashton, but that would make
I can
sense.
see that combo, yeah.
The
Yeah.
thing that they have the most problem with is trying to recover from a bump.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they don't know what to do. One of them does one
It's
method
panic.
and one of them does another. One of them throttles up, tries to throttle out.
Look at them bump when they bump into it. They just like.
Oh, yeah, they just, like, lose it.
What am I doing?
But once they're on track, they're good. And
Yeah.
If they bump something, it's done.
It's weird how much muscle memory that is because they're they're completely different pilots, but they're flying.
I like how the LEDs are bright enough to see, but they're not washing out like they have.
Yeah.
Well, what causes that I think is the LEDs in the ducts make it so the camera doesn't overexpose. Because if you look at the guys who don't have LEDs in their ducts, they're the ones who get the most blown out in the tunnel and stuff. But the guys who have if none of these guys really have
That's
it.
probably why all my experiments at home, I always have my gates on bright, but I have like LEDs right out there in my ducts.
Yeah.
So
I cannot believe how well Ashton and McKay are doing. Look at this.
Are you sure it's them? Because I saw McKay go to get their quad.
Okay, that might not be
no,
him.
that's not Ashley McKay because they've got their quad.
Who's number one?
Who's on?
Who's on E2?
Who's on E6? Who's on E6?
Oh, I think. Oh, face punch. Look at him try to get in there. That's Lunchbox up in the top right.
I think it was Ashley McKay. Yeah, Ashley McKay won. The winners were Ashley.
Okay, so Ashton and McKay won because they, I think, are brothers from other mothers.
They are.
I'm pretty sure that they are brothers somehow. Wait, they're from Utah, so they technically could be. Yeah, it could very well be brothers from other mothers. Alright, let's look at the launch cam. It's pretty docile right now. This is OBS, so Open Broadcast Software, and he set it up really cool. Like, here's the dragon.
You guys won, yeah.
Yep. And then we got the tunnel.
They were the first ones with goggles off and theirs.
And if you look, we got little kids hanging out in the tunnels. I believe so. We have the camera right there behind us. They're having a rematch. Oh, did you see that stealth tiny whoop stick on the back? Oh, I got one too. I figured I did. Yeah, I keep pulling them off.
Why pull them off, man? Live it.
Because they leave a residue.
Like I do.
Look at
I don't even know how many are on my back.
Dean, Slayer of Race Lines.
I had a sticker stuck to my finger. Somebody just walked by and bumped him on the butt accidentally, and it just walked away with it.
Are we doing a rematch? Is this a rematch happening right here?
Last year we mastered taking the fiberglass gate rods and stick barely a quarter on it right as somebody's sitting down. You can reach over like 2 feet. They don't even know. Right over their ass, and then you're back over here.
Looking around, how's it going, man?
Is the FPV seen by the pilots better resolution to stream? It might be a little bit better resolution depending on if we have latency. But I mean, FPV, you're going to have a bit of breakup. It's going to not be the highest resolution. I think we're doing another round of this. We are. Let's check the pilots. So we're plugging in. I mean, it looks, from what I see on YouTube, and it looks pretty close to what they're getting. All right, so we're gonna do round 2, redemption round of the tandem race. All right, we got in the lounge, Jason and Platinum FPV. We have McKay Kimball and Ashton. We have Cody Cooper and Neutron, and we have Chance and Adrian. We're all plugged in. So there's McKay on bottom right, and Ashton. Who's red and blue, Props? Who's this guy up here?
Alright, we're gonna start in 3,
Wait,
2,
wait.
1, go!
All right, they're going.
Alright.
All right, bottom left is doing pretty good.
Someone with 1 headlight. Oh, 2 headlights just took the lead. Who is this?
The Alien Whoop team.
This is an awesome race.
You guys are just going way wide.
Bottom left is killing it. Look at it.
And Cody hanging, holding on to
What we've realized is they do really well until they crash, and then they both panic. Whoever's flying. As soon as they hit something, they both do something else. Tandem race. Yeah, if you look at the launch cam, that's best friends right there. That is best friends right there. That's pure trust. In the trash. Top left is killing it.
Who's got the blue scale canopy? If you've got a blue scale canopy,
These are 2 pilots per whoop, by the way, flying. One on pitch and roll, one on yaw and throttle. And if you notice, they're having a little trouble getting. The hardest part of the track is that right there. Sans the dragon.
blue scale canopy.
Bottom right is cruising.
Final lap. Blue scale canopy is crushing it. Who is that? Who's this right here? Who's that?
One is in the.
Adrian and
Oh, yeah,
Chance
yeah,
Hartman.
it's Adrian.
That makes a lot of sense.
Adrian is
Chance Freefall Hartman, who's until now. No, here he goes.
Course marshal.
Is that it? Is that it? Adrian, did you? Oh my gosh, we have a winner. Who's coming in for second place?
That's Scott Keats on the bottom left.
Winner.
Where's the mouse?
Nice.
There it is.
Still looking for a second place.
I think you can do like
Looking for second place. Who wants to take
Oh,
second
cool.
place?
Okay, so how does it work? 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay. That's cool. Alright, so I will try to add some names to it next time.
Cody and Neutron, did you guys just finish 2 laps so far?
Adrian and Chance for free fall. So
That was them.
Braid Knot, free fall.
Oh! A face punch! A face punch!
That was a good face punch. A double face punch.
Double space punch. That's pretty awesome.
Top right is Alright, we're gonna go to the lounge cam. We got a wild Ladrib in front of the lounge cam. I think Carlos came from the farthest. The UK.
Get up and dance!
I don't know where he is.
What do you know? Bill Tower. Are we ready for the next round? You guys want to switch sticks?
Alright, I guess they're gonna switch sticks.
You gotta stay. Don't switch sticks.
Alright,
Switch sticks.
so the bottom one is
So you're gonna sit on the same side of each other.
right.
Anybody switch?
Alright, so we got McKay on the bottom left. I don't remember who else is here. The fourth one. That doesn't look right, does it? I think it's backwards. We'll see.
What channel are you guys on, Cody? E6? That's the first one. So they're the first one. I can figure this out now. Alright. We are located in Loveland, Colorado. I think people are starting to plug in. Let's see. That's Chance, so that's going to be Chance over there. Free fall. Let me start this over again. Do you see Free Fall's name on here? There it is. So that's actually Ashton down there and McKay. So we'll put McKay. And then who's the next one? Free Fall. I don't know how to get it to stop or to line. It was like lined up before, remember?
Still going strong?
Yeah, I don't know how to set people's names on here.
Here we go. Is everybody reaching around?
Like, there's McKay. Can you like click and drag it? Oh. Alright.
Go.
And then let's see. I think some people's names just pop up in certain spots. See?
Well, I bet they did the whole overlay, and basically when you click one, it's just
coming out the tunnel above.
Ah.
It's not necessarily assigned to a feed.
Considerably.
So I bet if you go to
If I go to like
scene, you can probably pick where.
Oh, I'm not gonna mess with any of this live stream stuff, not today. No, I don't want to be the one who actually kills the live stream.
Did they tell you they were able to get the internet upgraded to the building?
Yeah.
So close.
It's working real well now. I mean, look at the stream. It's pretty good. Yeah, we're in Loveland. How to get into mini quad or mini FPV flying? I would join the Tiny Whoop Micropilots of the Tiny Whoop Micropilots of the World group on Facebook. There's a lot of people in there that are like love to help people get up in the air. The Tiny Whoop Racers, probably the best Tiny Whoop you can start off with. It's like $160 for the starter kit, and then you got to get goggles and a controller. Look at him. Let's look at the launch cam. Oh, now they're just flying. It looks like. I say whoop, and Jesse says whoop. So, depends on where you're from in the country. I'm from Michigan, so I have a partial Canadian accent, I guess. Yeah, whoop. Or China. When they're trying to say it. Wheatthins. Dean, the slayer of track lines. Track lines. He likes to stand right in the track. So right when you go really, really fast, you're like, oh, this is going to be my record-breaking lap. You catch Dean's head. Oh!
Did they go through that last tunnel? They're not sure.
Yes, this is Mrs. Chin.
They did. That's a win. They did. That's a win. Cody Cooper. Neutron whaling. Take it first, please. In the reach around edition of our speed race.
Let's look at the lounge. So let's look at the lounge. We got Chance's dad standing in the middle. We got some Jesse Perkins. What else we got? We got Sean Dolan over on the right. Yep, he's over there in the corner. We have McKay and Ashton on the couch with Platinum and Lunchbox. Cody and Neutron on the couch. We have Jesse's pregnant sister. Let's all give her an awesome congratulations. As you can tell, height is a family gene. The height gene runs in the family. Dude, Bot Grinder was supposed to make it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna live stream and ask for money to get my ticket," and then he never did, so he's not here. But he doesn't have to apologize or anything. He just has to be sad with himself. Do ya? I stayed up here until about 3 in the morning running laps, and then I heard that there's a multi-GP race today at like 8:30 in the morning, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do that too. Then I woke up at 8:30 in the morning and was like, I am not doing that. Like that's a bad idea. No, instead I made a horrible decision and had Mexican food for breakfast. Yeah. I can't believe it's still going on right now. It's 10:45. Yeah, it's up on the wall over there. So I'm not sure what we're doing here. Let's see. We got a pilot plugged in. I think it's Ashton. Ashton, is that your whoop? Ashton, is that your whoop? Or not Ashton, but McKay? I guess so. Let's see. I got McKay's name. That's him. How do you move them? Ah. See, I didn't want to click anything, edit anything without so edit scene. Oh, okay.
Yeah, then you can.
Okay. Cool. So. No, I think it's because he's going to Vegas for quad camp, so it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Supposed to be a way to have a studio mode, so you have what you're setting up on the left, and then what's live on the right, so you're not just looking and moving everything live.
I feel that.
Don't see the...
I don't know the software so well that I'm just not gonna kill the live stream because then I'll have somewhere around 40 people upset with me.
No one cares, just move them. Just
Well, I'll do it in a second. Let's see. 4 pilots. Oh, it's staying there too.
Everybody ready? How many laps? Let's say 10 laps. Let's say each pilot does 2 laps. How many laps total? Let's say if the only place you're allowed to swap batteries is right here in the lounge. So if you're trying to go for a 4th lap, you're taking a risk.
McKay is killing it right now in the Dragons. Let's go to the Dragon and see if we can see him up there. Nope, he's already out by the time it changed. He just went down hard. Welcome back, Mistigate. We got Dean.
looks like everybody's pretty much ready.
So, send us the mic. Right after the.
That is the hardest part of the course right there, the Dragon's Mouth. You have to keep straight, you have to go up and down with a tiny whoop. And if you fall out of that line, it's really hard. Oh.
That's awesome. Who's hanging down with the guy?
Later, Alex. Have a good one.
Alright, here comes Ashton. Land your quad, let's do this.
Alright, here comes Ashton.
You ready to go? I think I'm ready to go. So you're about to say 3, 2, 1.
Are you guys bottom left? Top left? Who's bottom left? I know, what is that? Who's on it? Free fall? Alright, we're gonna put free fall. Not okay, let's see.
Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
That literally did not move. That's not free fall over there. I don't know how to move that. Oh, there we go. Free fall over there. Yeah. Let's turn on McKay, bottom right. Oh.
You hit this the dragon first. Going back. Down 7.
I don't know who top right is.
Everybody's in the dragon now.
I felt that. I think it's roughly starting at 12 tomorrow, but I don't know 100% sure. I'm not really sure. This is red line at Ashton, bottom right. Who's top right?
Yeah.
Is top right Jason? Jason, do you have a green and a black prop? Yeah, we'll be live streaming tomorrow. Hey, who's in the top right? Who's in the top right?
Well, you can see their fingers.
Yeah.
That's
It's Lunchbox. Yeah. I know it's gonna be Lunchbox though.
That's Cody and Neutron.
Not top right.
Yeah, right there.
That's top left.
That would be Lunchbox.
Alright. Yeah, Lunchbox. Move red lines down there. Who's top? Alright, so that's gonna be Neutron, right? Neutron top left? I believe so, right? Yeah.
You get it? Oh, she's right. Yeah, you're right there.
Alright, there you go. Now you guys can see who's flying. So that is Free Fallin' Adrian, Lunchbox, and Platinum, Redline, and Ashton, and Neutron, and Cody. So I don't know who's going to be who's, but who's flying exactly right now.
There you go.
Yeah, I have initials. I have my name on the inside of my ducks. But with the LEDs, you can't always see it, and there's people with black canopies that you can't see at all.
Oh, they have to do something else to spawn. That's awesome.
They have to what?
They have to use, they switch to like controllers.
Oh.
So you have to do your partner's control.
Provo has his name and his ducks. I have my name and my ducks. A little Sharpie, but
No, they're switching controllers. They've got the same. Get it back, get back, get back, get back.
We're gonna take this tiny whoop all over town. Life's so much better when you're down. So get on up with this tiny whoop and rock it to the sound.
so this is a 10-lap race, endurance race that we're doing real quick.
Life's so much better when you ain't down. So get on up with this tiny whoop and rock it to the sound. Weaving and rolling, flying around. We're gonna take this tiny whoop all over town. Life's so much better when you ain't down.
What do you mean by custom moves are upgraded inductrix? I mean, most of the guys here are flying the inductrix MPV board, but they are flying with upgraded motors, an upgraded camera, an upgraded pigtail, and upgraded batteries, which would be like our tiny Whoop racer package that we put together. There are a few people here who are flying alien moves. If you actually know Alien Move, Charlie Stevenson, he actually builds all of his Alien Move boards by hand. He's just started to make them in mass quantities, but he has been building them by hand. They're actually a really cool board. There's a few guys flying. Not anyone in this group, I don't believe. Right now, I think everyone in the air right now is using a tiny Whoop racer with either special sauce or awesome sauce motors in it. There's McKay's name, and I can disable it. I don't know how to turn the mic off. Oh, there you go. Nope, that's not it. All right, we're back in the booth. We got Neutron in front of the couch and Freefall tearing it. Is that Freefall flying?
Yes. You got a stash.
No, he's not flying. His.
McKay needs props.
Hey, who's up right now with Freefall? Oh, it's gonna be Adrian. All right, and to the lounge cam. Yes, yep.
No, it's just cropped in.
Yep.
You just cropped it over that section.
How come it doesn't keep the name there though?
Because it's a different scene.
Ah. Got Neutron going up again on Pilot 1. Is that Neutron flying? Yep, that's Neutron. So let's look at the course. We got through the red gate, through the tunnel of love, down underneath Jesse, Mr. Tiny Whoop's desk, when there's not Dean in the way.
I'm out of the course, man.
Through the Galaxy Gate, through there, through the Spiral Gate, underneath the Kaleidoscope Gate, over the desk and into the Dragon. Yeah, can we move that light? Yeah, it's so bright you can't even... We're aiming towards the Whoop at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I know.
But that blows you out.
We can turn it down some.
You like when that's there, you can't even tell what's up and down.
Here comes another song, gonna spend all night whooping Hong Kong. Gotta get your tiny whoop on. A chicka chong, chong.
Alright everybody, Cody here, just letting you guys know, whoever's watching still, that we are going to shut down the stream for the night, and tomorrow morning I'll be here and I'm going to start setting stuff up, and somewhere around noon Mountain Time we're going to start qualifying, at least probably throw in some practice races, or practice laps, and then start qualifying, but yeah. So we will be on sometime around 12 p.m. Mountain. So yeah, catch you later.